stigma. As noted, I'm Addy Joe, and I'm beyond excited that we get to hang out once again. I'm going to be your host for the remainder of the marathon, and it's a distinct honor to watch you rain absolute chaos unto Cub Rules 21's randomizer run of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and we are ready for that run. Our next runner is the world record holder for the any percent classic category of Sunset Overdrive, but they are so much more. They're a big part of the randomizer community and have been working tirelessly behind the scenes along with all of the other staff and volunteers to help make this event happen. Now, join me in introducing the absolute chaos to Cubs Rule 21 as they do a crowd control randomizer run of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Take it away, Cubs.
Joe, I said earlier, that's probably the first time Sunset Overdrive has ever been mentioned on a marathon ever. Well done in pulling out the deep cut there.
I try my best.
Yep. Hi, I'm in danger. Hi. Welcome to y'all get to screw with the marathon staff for the next 3 hours. I'm Cubs. This is gonna be an event. Comms, please, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Aksani. I have been very active in the randomizer community for a very long time, and I am also one of Cub's best friends, which means obviously I'm going to take this opportunity to torture him.
And I am CS Radical. I mean, obviously we just talked a second ago, but hey, we're back. And I guess I'm not Cubs' best friend. You know, but we tolerate each other. That's close enough, right?
Look. When I asked earlier, I specifically asked, who wants to screw with me for 3 hours? You responded instantly. It's like you were waiting for that one. All right. So, let's get this one underway. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So, welcome to Crowd Control. Well, first, welcome to Ocarina of Time Randomizer. This is Ocarina of Time, the N64 game from 1998, the first 3D Zelda adventure. This is Crowd Control. Y'all, I saw a bunch of people cash in those free coins. You do have 3 free coins if you would like to cash them in just for being here on the channel. Please. I want chaos. I want lots of chaos. Please hit me. So we're just getting our medallions here at the moment. They don't really mean a whole lot. We need 3 medallions to get into Ganon's castle. 3 rewards, medallions or stones. We are doing a Triforce hunt, so we're just trying to collect 20 Triforce pieces. Y'all, if I actually collect 20 Triforce pieces, I have major questions. Please, I want chaos to reign. So, let me Axe, what is your favorite crowd control effect?
Oh my goodness, you're putting me on the spot. Well, I'm quite partial to kill player. That's always amusing, but that's usually very expensive. So if you've got some money and you'd like to donate to charity and also torture Cubs, that's a great one. The also really fun one are the giant enemies and the Minish Link. Those are both classics. So if you have want to check those out, those are very fun.
I see they've discovered the ice traps already. Radical, I don't know how much experience you have with this. And anything on the list that really piques your interest?
I mean, I'm just basically scrolled to the bottom and just seeing all the takes. That's where my attention's kind of sitting at.
Well, it's somewhat cheap for everything except killing me. Y'all are gonna have to earn that one. So we do have pot shuffle turned on. You can see all the pots that are gold in this room have items in it. I got stuck behind a pot. Oh, hi. Oh, here. Hi. Just magic pot, just walking around. The Minish Link can be very funny with some of its effects. I want you all, at some point during this run, please, when I'm climbing on a vine or a ladder, please hit me with Minish Link. It is one of the funniest things in the game. It is amazing. Y'all need to see that. So we're just starting off here. We're very early on to see. We don't have a whole lot. We're just trying to get as many early checks as we can. Because y'all are so generous that hitting that $5,000... I think I know where I'm going. Okay. Because you hit that $5,000 milestone, we do have Ice Trap Mayhem on. So most of the extra items, junk items added to the pool, have been turned into ice traps. So we're gonna be getting frozen a lot tonight. Yes, one hit KO. Oh, great. There's the inverted controls. One hit KO does work with ice traps, so yes, y'all can aim for that. I may not like it, but I'm okay with it. We did get the winner heart piece because of course we had winner. Everyone needs to be a winner. We're just kind of moving along here. God, I can't even move at the moment. Joe, anything you got here while we're early on?
I will say that I feel as though I have been bamboozled because I just not that long ago put in for 3 hearts to be taken away from you, and I think we're gonna have to look back on that because you're still alive. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel as though like we need to have a referee take a look back at that. But really quickly, I do want to let everyone know why we're all here, and that is NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected by mental illness. I'm going to tell you a whole lot about it over the next 3 hours, so I'll pass it back over to you, Cubs, but everyone, it's a worthwhile charity to donate to.
I don't remember. Okay, the pots aren't here at all. I was about to say, I don't remember the last time I actually came into this spot. Usually we play with free Epona. As soon as you find Epona's song, you get Epona. You don't actually have to come do the Ingo race. I don't remember the last time I came in. Okay, I learned. The song doesn't work in here. Hooray!
I didn't know that either, actually. I know other places where it doesn't work, but that seems not right, actually.
How big is that talk box? Like, I'm over here and I can. What in the heck?
Ingo really wants to make sure that he gets his money out of you, that's all.
Apparently, he's not getting the $50. We are not doing the race. Cows are not on. We are not doing the Ingo race. Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, is it a talk box or is it a stare box? Because those eyes.
I mean, true.
Not to mention his voice effect, his wah thing, you know.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giant Link. Yeah, he makes sure. Oh, hi. Iron Boots. So with Iron Boots, welcome to the fastest mode of movement in the game. Side hopping with Iron Boots. Literally the fastest way to move in this game.
That's true without Iron Boots too. You just have to do it frame perfectly, which a lot of humans are not very good at.
Let's see, can I even get through here with the Iron Boots? Oh, I'm not sure I'll be able to get through here with the Iron Boots on. We'll find out.
Good.
The more times you die, the less times you have the opportunity to finish the seed, and that means the more money for charity, right?
Something like that. Okay. Well, this is... Y'all paid for this, I guess. You're gonna get your money's worth. Alright, there's one. Oh, how y'all doing tonight?
I mean, it's I don't know if we paid for it so much as you signed up for it, and now you're just facing the consequences.
And you know what? You know what? He has done this so many times. Like, you would think that he would be like, man, this is kind of a terrible like way of living my life. I should stop doing this to myself. But no, this is like the 5th crowd control Ocarina of Time rando I've called for him.
Look, I'm not above making myself look like a fool for charity, alright? We're here for Nami, that's the important thing.
Wait, just for charity?
Nami as opposed to Navi, because we are not here for that fairy who's going to annoy the crap out of us.
Okay. That... Yeah, Minish Link there was very... We're just trying to move very... We're not trying not... damn it.
We're gonna say, we're
trying
Minish.
not
I think
to
we're
trigger him. Look, who needs to see? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
The people who are like driving with me on the highway would argue that I do.
I mean, occasionally fair.
Although, I mean, I live in Florida, so
Okay.
I mean, come on.
Hey! I call bullshit on that. I don't know what just happened, but okay. Okay. So Link's hitbox doesn't change when he's giant, but the enemies do. Okay. Good to know.
That is just one thick bum.
Good to know. Yes. Oh my god. So that was a thing with the giant enemies. Good lord. Alright, so... Okay, so... We do have an option to shuffle the individual rewards for the frog challenge, for the frog songs. So it's possible we might need that Sarias for something. We're not getting it. We're not getting the
I was
3
about to say,
stones.
you're considering the idea of like needing to think like what you're gonna need for stuff. You're assuming you're gonna get that far?
Right?
I mean-
Like, what?
I mean, I'm not gonna say I was part of a group that kept a streamer in Deku's in Deku Tree for 2 hours, but yeah.
I remember watching another streamer do one of these just for fun, and his chat just kept killing him over and over and over. There's like a clip of him being like, "Are we gonna do this all day?" And his chat was like, yeah."
One thing I will warn: the overhead camera in Lost Woods has a tendency to crash the game. So just be careful once we get back into Lost Woods, just in case. It has a tendency to cause problems. Okay. Well, welcome back to the amazing flying pot. That didn't last very long. Oh. I think that one just went out of bounds. Great. Great video game. Well done. The whole pot went out of bounds.
I'm pretty sure you could leave and come back and it'll be there again, right?
Just like this is a video game of all time, folks.
I'm just
really
thinking like
is.
out loud, like, oh my god, can you imagine if, every time like Link either was smaller or bigger in the same way that like, in Mario Kart when you shrink the music changes? Can you imagine if like the music pitch shifts based on how big or small Link is?
That would actually be hilarious. I bet there's a way we could probably make that happen, actually.
I was gonna say,
Well-
whenever Giant Link's on its trombone versions of stuff.
It already does pitch shift once you play the song in Song of Storms in the windmill. And I know somebody at one point was trying to make that as an effect for low health, so maybe?
I mean, really, all we just need like a pitch shifter when these things get turned on, so it just makes the sound just for the entire game. I guess will have to be the easiest way, because changing the music, I imagine, is next to impossible.
Well-
You'd be surprised. We do have custom
Uh-oh.
music in a lot of the randomizer. It's you have to do a little finagling to get it, but it is actually it's pretty cool.
Okay, we're gonna try that again and have it not land in a spot Link can't get to. That
You're
would be
just
lovely.
having like all the trouble today.
Look, we're just learning, that's all.
Cubs really does know how to play this game, I promise.
That's debatable some days, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, it seems like the problem is less does Cubs know how to
Yep.
play the game,
Uh-huh.
or more or less like does the game know how to play itself?
Definitely not.
Look, it's a product of 1998, and sometimes it thinks it's still there. It just happens.
But it makes it really fun to play if you like to play with glitches, because the number of things you can do with this game is just off the charts. And it is really, really fun to break it if you like breaking games.
But we're not worried about breaking the game. We're just trying to break Cubs right now, right?
I mean, it's working.
I mean, bold of you to assume that he wasn't already broken, but we can we can fix him and then we can break him again.
But
Well,
money
just making
is
the
of
pieces even smaller. That's all.
let's say money is of object we don't want to spend a lot. Except y'all want to spend a lot for charity. Oh, hi, that's a hook shot. Hey, I can even buy it. Hooray!
Imagine having money to buy things.
Well, I can in a moment. Is this gonna be like free money rupee or No. Who would like to spend 135 bucks to get 50 back? That sound appealing to anyone? Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'm trying to
So-
think of a real world analogy to that, but I'm coming up short.
Oh, you don't get. Oh,
I mean,
forgot
so is his
that item
grippy
doesn't
count.
exist, child. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait this one out. Again. Yeah, okay. Don't want the game crashing while I'm in Lost Woods, but just in case. It has happened a few times. Gonna play it a little safe. So, we're in a weird state. We just don't have a whole lot at the moment. Well, those scrubs aren't there as child. Never mind. Or as adult. Look, hooray stuck at GDQ. It might stick here. You never know.
Hooray! I still say that sometimes with my students. They don't get the reference, but I still do it anyway. I don't care.
They're closer to the intended age range for that show, anyways.
You know what? It's a good thing though, because that means that they don't know about GDQ, and that means that they'll never find me online, which is the best possible news I could have.
Fair. That is fair. All right, y'all don't get to see Dompe yet. It's gonna be in a moment. Dompe race is gonna be a time. So Dompe race, we got 2 items from him. We got to finish the race in under a minute. He likes to throw fireballs at us, which is fine. Except for when y'all get to have some fun and do things as well. Hey, strength. There's no bomb flower as adult. Sad. We can't get into Dongo. We're gonna have to wait the bombs to the Dongos. Aww. So, now we play a game of how many times do I die to Dompe?
Dodongo's cavern isn't closed off as adult though. You should still be able to go in the door.
Look. You're right, but look. Oh, I don't... Okay. You know what? Boomerang Chest had a Triforce piece, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Excuse me. Okay, fine. Wonk just wanting to swing over the pot today for some reason.
It's
So, yes.
boxes.
Last time I did this in a marathon, I want to say I died 4... Okay, there we are. There's the first ice trap. I want to say I died 4 times. I'm curious if y'all can make that worse. Uh-oh. I see the coins coming in. This is going to be an issue. So, ice traps can be anything. As you saw, that pair of hover boots was not a pair of hover boots. But it was an ice trap. We can mash out of ice traps, but... Yeah, it ain't easy. For some reason... Okay, this is a challenge now. Remember what I said? Side hopping with iron boots is incredibly quick for some... Okay. I don't know what happened there.
Funny
Get
thing
stuck
about those ice traps that like show up as other things. It's really funny when you already have the item and you're like, "Ooh, it's the hover boots," and then you're like, just as you go to pick them up, you're
Wait
like,
a
"Oh,
minute.
wait, crap."
Yeah, alright, so here we go again. There was a race a long time ago between the tournament champion and the head of Zelda speedruns, where the tournament champion had to use iron boots the whole time. Now I know how he feels. That's not the right way. Am I even going the right way?
I honestly can't tell from this angle.
I
Not
think
that I'd
yes.
be telling you even if I did know.
I honestly, I'm lost. I don't usually see the race from that direction. Okay, so, okay, there we go. Immediately iron boots again, lovely. So yeah, one thing about this is I have no idea where the flames are coming from, so I'm just guessing here.
I sense death is imminent.
Probably. Alright, well, we at least made it through there. Come on, can we get through the first door? The answer is no, we cannot get through the first door. Alright, that's 3. No,
I feel like this
that's
is like-
2 deaths.
I feel like it's like, let's make a deal. What's behind door number 1? What's behind door number 2?
We may never find, the world may never know.
Spoiler alert, it's all death. Every door is death.
Yes, you are correct.
How many links does it take to get to the end of the Dampe race? The stream will never know.
Oh darn, my controller just... Oh hey, the Iron Boots effect is off. Hey! Amazing how my controller came back the moment the Iron Boots were gone. Shocking. Oh. Alright, well at least it's not the Iron Boots effect, it's just the speed drop of it. We can work with this. As long as the OOT camera decides to not be the OOT camera, we're fine. Sometimes when you turn around, it... I went the wrong way. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that's 3. We're gonna be here a while, folks.
Is this a good
Joe?
time for you to pop in with a donation?
Go for it.
All right, we got $25 from the Randothon volunteer chat that says Cubs. Currently, Cubs pout. With love, the volunteer chat, less than 3.
Yes, that's pretty much the face I'm making, yes. Look, I volunteered for this, so I'll accept it. Okay, come on. Nope, that's the wrong way. So, fun fact, you can now shuffle all the individual... I can't... Stop! People stealing my Z-target. Okay. You can now shuffle all the individual freestanding rupees and pieces of heart... and, heart refills. So... Oh, boy. I can't side hop! Great. Okay. So you can sometimes have to do this race like 5 or 6 times just to grab every single rupee that's in this race. There is no way. There is no... Okay, this is a race to see if I can get to the first door. That's all this is. Spoiler, the answer is going to be no. Oh, wait, I have a Z button back. Maybe there's a chance here. Maybe. Come on.
Chat, you are doing wonderful, by the way. I just want to commend you for this. This is extremely entertaining.
I have no idea where I am. Okay, I'm voiding. That's where I am. Hey, I'm not dead yet. Oh.
Famous last words.
Right?
Why
That
did
can
I
be
just-
arranged.
I have a feeling this is about to crash, but we're gonna find out.
If
No,
it makes you
all right.
feel any better, Cubs, you did get a Deku nut, so that's good. At least someone's giving and not just taking.
I'm surprised chat was able to find those options. I appreciate it, though.
I mean, they're right there in your face at the top. We just immediately scroll past them.
I don't expect to keep them from... Oh my god, we made it past door 1.
I'm sorry, I can't get past the idea that somebody gave nuts and then somebody else said they were right there in your face. I'm sorry, I just can't. I'm sorry.
No, come on. Okay, we're through number 2. Door number 2 has been conquered. You
Cubs
cannot
just
take...
completely ignored me.
I know, I absolutely heard it. I just so say you cannot take hearts when I only have 1 heart or less. Oh, there we go. Saw that one coming. Alright, well, welcome to Soft Lock. Overhead camera likes to do that because this is a great video game. Alright, another place we learned overhead camera does not play fun. Well, you know what? We're not going to worry about Dompe then. He doesn't exist, he's got nothing, we don't need it, right? Well, I should get this song.
I think that might be for the best, honestly.
I mean...
Have you saved it all, by the way, or
Yes.
did you lose everything? Okay.
No, I saved before going into Lost Woods. So how's everybody's day going?
Oh, we're having a fantastic time. How are you doing?
It's early. Ask me in a couple hours.
Yeah, I might be coming back to you every 5 minutes or so just to make sure. Just to make sure you're still sane. Sane-ish.
There's no, it's not happening. Not in here. Okay. I see some of these coin purchases coming in. Thank you for donating to the charity, but I'm afraid. I'm very afraid.
You should be.
Yep. Okay, there we go. Reverse controls might be... no, I still... Oh, I have Z button again. Okay. Reverse controls is one of the most annoying effects in my mind. Yeah, exactly. Okay, there went the Z. You know, the first time I ran this, Tech really enjoyed taking away my Z button. I have a feeling that's going to happen again here.
Well, that's because you just told everybody that's one of the most annoying effects, so you heard what to do, chat.
No, no, I can live without the Z button. It's rough, but I can live with it. Okay. Thank you for press L to levitate. I appreciate that. Okay.
Which, in case anybody's wondering, that's actually a thing that exists in the practice ROM known as GZ. You can use L to levitate in certain scenarios, which I am not a glitch hunter, so I'm not sure entirely what the purpose of that is, but it's pretty cool.
I honestly, I might be wrong, but I think it comes from the Banjo-Kazooie test debug ROM, because there's a Game Shark code in Banjo-Kazooie that's literally press L to levitate. So I think that was implemented in there because of that.
That's fair. There's no X button on the Nintendo 64, or I'd say press X to doubt.
Yep. Well, okay, now, can we get off before it starts spinning? Yes. Okay. Yes, the high gravity with the iron boots. I'm going nowhere. That's what's happening here. So everybody's favorite place as a kid, right? The Gold Skull Shell House? Everybody loves coming here. Comp, did you all like coming to the Gold Skull Shell House?
I was fairly ambivalent about it.
So, this is a sound in the game. I don't know if anybody's heard this before.
I was wondering where you were going with this.
Cursed Scream doesn't happen as an adult. Aw, I'm sad. So yeah, if you hit the skulls, they're supposed to scream out with a very interesting sound, but I guess it doesn't work as adult. That's unfortunate. Oh. Okay. Okay. Alright. I see what you're doing, video game. Okay, so we're collecting skulls. We need 30 to get a Triforce piece to beat the game, because I'm absolutely going to beat this game. That's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
One of these has pots. I don't remember which.
So, Cubs, just how about give a quick rundown on your settings? So we're talking about Triforces. So you need to collect a certain number of Triforce pieces, and if you look on the menu, it'll say how many, which I believe I saw 20. But you can set it to have exactly 20 Triforce pieces in the game, or more than that to make it easier. So are you looking for 20 out of 20, or do you have more than that in the world?
20 of 20. Yep.
We're collecting skulls.
Hi, the 4 Aries. How do you even say that? Arus? I don't know. Maybe we should buy it later and find out what that is. What do you two think?
That is not a sound that naturally occurs in English. Source, I'm an English teacher.
Okay, this might be the worst shop I've ever seen. Really? 4 green rupees, all at 95 bucks or higher. No thank you. That is a hard pass on that one.
I've literally never seen that. That's fantastic. You love the green rupees so much, too.
Well, okay, you know what? Greg doesn't exist with pots, because there's so many more green rupees in the pool. So sad. There is 1 green rupee in the pool in the vanilla game. And that would be it if it were not for pots.
So the green rupee is a meme that we have called the green rupee of eternal glory, because it is the only one shuffled if you are not shuffling pots or some of the other things like bushes or whatever. Yeah, again, we don't have that in this particular thing, but since it's a meme, that's why some people have emotes, and it's also a meme that Cubs does not like, so it's always fun to mess with him when it comes to Greg.
So that was a great time to take a drink of water right as you're opening an ice trap chest. Yep, that was a thing that happened.
I think Cubs must have had a falling out with somebody named Greg like earlier in his life, like in his childhood or something. That must be it, right?
Sounds like it happened on a big bridge, too.
You know, that is, you know, you're almost talking me into having custom music just for Big Bridge. Good song. All right, here's let's divide the chat on this one. What's everybody's favorite version of Big Bridge?
I'm feeling really stupid right now. Am I supposed to know this?
Final Fantasy V has a part in it where there's a song called "Battle on the Big Bridge," and there is really no reason why an SNES game from the mid '90s needs to go that hard. But yeah,
All right, I will have to listen to it later.
yeah,
Probably tomorrow though, because this run is going to end at 1 o'clock in
Yeah.
the morning my time. So
if you really want to go nuts with it, there's a few YouTube videos out there with all the different versions compiled into the same video.
Yeah, I'm kind of impartial. There's a version that was just recently done this year that I'm kind of in for now.
Opinions are dropping in chat. We've got a couple of OGs saying that that's their favorite version. Someone dropping the Dissidia arcade version. There's some opinions, and we want to hear more about it.
So yeah, chat, donate. For those of you who haven't responded, donate with your favorite version of the Big Bridge theme. I honestly have to go with Dissidia, because they turned it into kind of a metal anthem, and it's amazing. So we're into a part of the Dongo's Cavern that most people haven't seen since they were 8 years old. Welcome to DLC. Okay. Silver Gauntlets, got it. I wasn't expecting that this early, but okay. There's another pot. Yeah, there it is.
Cubs
In the
just like
meantime-
goes
sorry, go ahead.
around. Cubs just like goes around making me feel old because this game came out when I was well past 8 years old. So yeah, no, I did not remember this room from when I was 8 years old because I was playing on the regular NES back then, my friend.
Look, we're okay. You know what? I actually do need that. We are not bombing Dodongos all. I'm sorry, because that actually can crash the game. Because again, well-coded
Aw.
video game. Yeah, if you feed a bomb chew to a Dodongo, the game just crashes.
That is vanilla behavior too. That's not a crowd
Yeah.
control or like rando thing. That literally happens in
Yeah.
vanilla.
I think we did fix that for Rando, though. It's a heat fix, so it may break. Who knows? Okay. Who knew there's pots in this room? Because before Pot Shuffle existed, I don't think I'd fought these Dinolfos or Lizalfos in probably 20 years. So yeah, we actually have to come in and fight them. I can't see where they are. This is okay. All right. So now it's at least helping that you can only get one on a platform at a time, since I don't know where they are. Uh-oh.
You're just gonna have to use sonar in order to kill them.
No, we're just gonna have to do nothing because we crashed again.
Well, in the meantime, then, while we're dealing with that, Addy, is there any additional donations coming, or are we just looking at coins still?
Hey, we have donations coming in. We get a $10 donation from Kapora Gabora that says, Hoot! There is a pinned message in the chat where you can buy coins to contribute to the suffering, or type !CC in the chat room to get the link. And they said, would you like me to repeat that? Well, I just did for you, Kapora Gabora. Thank you very much for that dono. And we also have a $15 donation from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you very much for sending that in.
New plan. That's going to be very expensive now. Game.
Uh-oh.
Did you break it?
Overhead camera might have straight broken it. I'm not sure.
Did somebody find the completely break game button there with their coins? And is there a price to that? Oh boy.
That's a new one.
That's never happened before?
Literally.
You said the thing.
Giant Lonk, 50 coins. Give Magic, 10 coins. Break the game, priceless.
Chat, you did it.
Okay. Look, crowd control. Look, this game is stable enough as is. The fact that it works is... Okay, we're back up and working, and y'all are going to have to pay for the overhead camera now. That one's going way up in price. So hopefully we're safe from that for a little while. Where was I?
Ooh.
I do like that you can adjust it on the fly, though, for things like this. That's good.
should have been able to disable it. I don't know what happened to that, but we'll just make it very expensive, and that's enough for now. All right, so going to go back and grab. So yeah, I think there wasn't really much in. There really wasn't all that much in Kakariko Village, was there?
No, I think you just need to recollect the silver gauntlets out of Dodongo's. I think that was it.
Yeah. Okay. No Z button. No Z button is that's an effect that exists. Y'all just want me to be slow, apparently.
Dude, I'm starting to think about the overhead camera and like how much that would be like awful for either Phantom Ganon or like Ganondorf with the tennis. That would be just not fun. That's already not fun, but it would be less fun with overhead camera.
That's when you employ the quick spin strats and just pray.
Yeah, that's why I just use ISG, which for anybody who's not familiar with Ocarina of Time is known as Infinite Sword Glitch, and it's a glitch that keeps your sword swinging in a perpetual state. So you can do all sorts of fun stuff with that, like not miss the fireballs that Phantom Ganon throws at you.
I don't have a shield yet, which is unfortunate. Fun fact about those balls of light that I've learned way too much about this game over the years. That the balls of light that Phantom Ganon shoots at you are actually another instance of his own actor. So he's throwing himself at you and playing tennis with himself with the ball of light.
There's a really weird joke in there, but I'm gonna just leave it, I think.
So what you're saying is if you knock it back at him, you just can completely go full on stop hitting yourself.
Yes. You actually can.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to talk to my therapist about this week because this is kind of blowing my mind. I didn't know that was actually a thing.
Yeah.
So I need like somebody, maybe it'll just be me, to record themselves saying, stop hitting yourself, and just make that into a sound effect that we can put in the game now. We can do that, right? We have the technology.
Actually, yes. You can make your own voice packs and push them into the randomizer along with custom models. One of the weirdest things I think I've learned with this game is you can't, when you mash out of ice traps, when you get frozen, the game starts a counter from 0. When it gets to 100, you mash at the ice trap breaks. You can increment that counter with the A button, the B button, or moving the control stick left, down, or up. Or excuse me, left, down, or right. Moving the control stick up does nothing. Why? This is a video game. It blows my mind that they clearly intended you to be able to use that, and no, for some reason, up on the control stick does nothing when it comes to that. These little things are just bonkers about this game.
Ah, I see we're back into Bonesaw mode with both Iron Boots and High Gravity.
Yeah. Which pot was it? I don't remember. Wasn't you?
Iron Boots and High Gravity is how I'm going to be dragging my butt to work tomorrow morning.
You mean both? Okay. Hi. Where'd the item go? Run! Or hop! I
was gonna
guess.
say, not an option.
Oh, well, there's that. There's the one-hit KO for the first time. Okay, that's horrifying. We're fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine.
I love how you fill up your health meter and it goes right back down to that quarter health like nothing.
Alright. We completed the, quote-unquote mini-boss. I guess that was supposed to be a mini-boss. Chat, I want you to be honest with me for a moment. Because I am gonna bet nobody... Wait, where is it? Where am I going for? Nobody knew this existed. Oh, we're over here. That's where we're going. Anybody knew that behind this lava wall is a recovery heart? If you tell me you knew that in 1998, I'm gonna call you a liar. Why is that there? I will never understand. Yes, I'm calling you a liar, Tathis.
I mean, it's a Japanese RPG game. There's always got to be something behind a waterfall.
Is this
It's
an
a re-
RPG? I guess it's sort of an RPG.
Yeah, it's a reward for those who were brave. That's how I would like to list it. And the only reason I knew is because I had the strategy guide. So call me a cheater if you will.
Wait, that was actually in the the official guide or the Brady Games guide?
I'm completely joking. I have no idea. I didn't know it was there.
I miss the days of the unofficial strategy guides.
So
Wait.
you'll be
Combat!
your mind will be blown by this. I was cleaning out my closet the other day, and I found the old printouts of where all of the heart pieces were that I printed out when I was a teenager from,
Nice.
you know, our dial-up internet and our our really old camera, and it was written in a Courier font. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is still a thing that exists in my it was crazy. I'm like, wow, that's a thing. I should keep that and like frame it or something.
I think okay, I guess this is just sword hallway over here. Both Bigoron and Kokiri sword. Epona's song was over in Kakariko Village. You have to grab that in a moment. Epona is the worst horse. I will not be taking questions. Epona is the worst horse. Okay.
No, but you will be taking that back.
No. Epona is the worst horse. Okay. So we're gonna try and climb this ladder. How's everybody doing? We're gonna be here for a little while, cause Minish Link apparently can't climb a ladder.
Is this a good time to remind everybody about why we're all here?
Go for it.
Absolutely. So, everyone, we are here for NAMI National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI provides advocacy, education, support, and public awareness so that all individuals and their families that are affected by mental illness can build better lives. They have core values like hope, inclusion, empowerment, compassion, and fairness. They do strive in all facets of their charity to help make those lives better, and everyone together, we can help make those lives better as well by donating, whether if it's through donating, if you do !donate in the chat and donate to Randomania Randothon 2024 through our whole system that we have there, or going through the crowd control link posted at the top of the Twitch chat. Both of those ways you can help make a difference in someone's life through NAMI. So please, everyone, if you can donate, we'd really appreciate it.
Okay, that one was my own fault. We were looking at the floating bomb, and then I blew myself up. Whoops. Can I make this jump? Yeah, okay. Just some of the things you can find that you can do with crowd control effects being active are really half of the fun of doing something like this. Like, you can just hover straight across the gap in Deku Tree in Basement 1 with hover boots. Who would have guessed? You could just walk across. Okay, our streamer really wants to see Link die for some reason. You just got to see Link die. Why do you need to see him again? Oh.
That's actually a thing. So apparently everyone can pool their
Yes.
coins towards something like the kill player option.
Yes. You can pool, the crowd can pool their coins together to make an effect happen.
So everybody watching at home, if you haven't done so yet, join up, click that link for crowd control. I believe you get some free coins just for signing in, right? And you're able to maybe try to reach the goal of kill player. We are, what, 55% of the way there?
You know, I probably could just trigger it myself, but that wouldn't be half of the fun. Okay, I can't get up here at the moment. Chat, I sense a problem. Can I actually even get up here with iron boots? No, I can't. Ah. Yeah, that was just trying to flip against the... Oh, letterbox. Okay, Huh? Oh! The ice trap can't spawn in letterbox. Nice. So as soon as this ends, I'm gonna get frozen. Y'all know it's coming. Where am I? I don't know where my hitbox is at the moment.
I mean, it's Ocarina of Time. Do you ever really know where your hitbox is?
No. If you want to do something, there's usually a way. There's a... Years ago, the speedrunning community created an angle finder tool that whatever angle you need to perform a trick, it'll find you a setup to get there. There's been so many tools created for this game, the practice ROM, things like that. It's the amount of things that have been done with this game in the last 25 years is kind of bonkers.
And what's even, I think, more bonkers is we're still finding new things. Like, we're
Yeah.
not done. We are still just like, oh, hey, we found this new really cool, like, there's a new thing for, I think it's for not any percent. It used to be any percent, but it's defeat Ganon percent. It's called Ganon Floor now.
Yeah.
And it used to be Ganon Door. And you're like, wait, what? It's absolutely insane. Stuff that keeps happening like that. It's absolutely just blows my mind.
Yeah. So Ganondorf actually wrong warps you into the Ganon fight, and it does this with whatever the current enemy music, or whatever the current background music value is. That's how it determines the wrong warp. I will never understand how people find these things, but that is actually a thing.
Glitch hunters are just on another level of like, they're on a different plane of existence from the rest of us mere mortals.
I got nothing.
It is just kind of that amazing thing with like any game where you sit there and you watch some of the glitches from all of them and be like, who, how, when, what?
I can understand a wrong warp. I can understand like warp, just ISG, something like that. How do you figure out that the background music value affects where you go? That's the kind of stuff that is ridiculous to me.
And that, I think, comes from a lot of it from decomp, though.
Yes, it does. There's a project a few years ago, not finished, but got to a point last year where they were decompiling the vanilla ROM. It's actually a debug ROM they were using, so 1.2. This is on 1.0. But they were able to byte for byte within the code recreate Ocarina of Time from the compiled ROM. They've used that to make a PC port, like the Super Mario 64 community has. So it's just the stuff that has been done with this game just kind of blows your mind. That's okay. There's a ledge there. I learned that today.
I think we also do have to really give a shout out to the community, though, especially not just the rando community, but the speedrunning community, because if there wasn't a community, then there wouldn't be people still looking for these things. And so the fact that OOT still has a really thriving community after all these years is really awesome.
At one point, fairly recently, I think OOT was like top 5 games with the top 5 most speedruns submitted on SRC. I don't know if it's still there. The popularity this game has is just on another level.
Yeah, I mean, it's really testament to just like how timeless this game has been.
You know, in good conscience, I cannot defend this game as having aged well. It is definitely a very influential game, and for its time, it was very important, but it absolutely has not aged well. So some of the pots are not randomized. In this case, there's a fairy there for certain logic, mainly with one-hit KO built into the randomizer. You need those fairies to survive. So a lot of those things are not shuffled in with the pots.
Another thing to note about pots is that once you get the shuffled item, it goes back to the regular item. So the next time Cups comes out of here and looks at those pots, they'll have the regular drops. So if you needed to farm the bombs that were in one of those pots, you could.
Fire keys. Yep, I swear keys are like the #1 and #3 worst enemy in the game. Ice keys are by far and away the worst enemy in the game. There's no question about that.
There's actually a speedrunner with an emote that has it's a picture of an ice piece and it says worst enemy in the game. That's the emote.
There are a couple other things that are close to it, but nothing will ever beat Ice Keys to me. I don't think there is a worse enemy in this game than that.
I think
Come here,
it's
you little
definitely situational as to what you're trying to do, but there are definitely times when you're like, I hate this enemy so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what some of these programmers, what happened to them when they made some of these enemies, but they really did not like the player.
Hey, there's the emote in chat right there.
Yep, that's it. Actual worst enemy in the game. Uh-huh. So, welcome to, we actually are fighting a boss. It's shocking, I know, we're fighting a boss. It's only taken us close to an hour to get here.
Chat, this boss is so difficult, like, for real. Like, Cubs totally doesn't need your help to die on this boss. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I mean, what's the pool at?
Pacifist. That's one I haven't seen in a little while. Nope, I can't even pull bomb out. So we wait. Nah, nope. Reverse controls are still in effect. Okay.
Unfortunately, this boss is very easy to evade. Like, you will struggle to die to this boss, so you'll have to do more than that to kill him, chat.
Not much more at this rate. I can at least move now. Hold on, hold on. Hey, chat, look over there, quickly. You looking over there, chat? Hooray! We need a boss. You can look back. Distraction. Uh-huh. That's gonna work. Right?
Did that work for you in, like, Metal Gear Solid?
I mean, you don't have to be stealthy in something like that. You're gonna have a bad day if you aren't. Also, I thought that game is mostly cutscenes.
I don't know. I haven't played one in, like, literally 25 years, so couldn't tell you.
We were having a debate the other day, which is the better movie, Final Fantasy X or Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah. I don't know the answer, but I think those two are up there in terms of movies. So we have finally beaten a boss. We have a second dungeon reward. We need 3 to get into Ganon's castle. Eventually, you know what? I probably should grab you. Eventually, we're gonna go Child, and we can go through Deku Tree. We'll finally be able to get into Ganon's castle.
What do you mean, Go Child? We've done it several times. It's called Minish.
The pots at the end of all 6 trials are shuffled. I really hope there's nothing there.
To be fair, it's not absolutely 100% like required to go to Ganon's castle. Like, it is very possible that out of all the checks in the castle, there is not a single Triforce piece or item, but it's unlikely. There's a lot of pots and scrubs and just chests in general there that you would want to check.
There's probably close to 30 or to 70 checks in there in these settings. I don't know exactly how much, but that's probably close.
You can even go further and shuffle the silver rupees, which gives you even, like, I think, what, 15 to 20 more checks in the castle? Yeah. Silver Rupee Shuffle is really fun, especially if you play with glitches, because it's like, oh, I don't actually need to collect these. I can just skip this, and if I find them, cool.
Yeah, then you walk into a room and just see items floating in midair where the rupees would normally be. It's like, oh, okay. How did this happen?
Gravity in video game physics, not a thing. Unless of course you enforce gravity on Link right now by using your crowd controlled coins that you've kindly donated to charity in order to attain them.
Can I see this here? I don't know if I can see this off of a small chest.
I don't think so.
I think I would. Okay, I don't see anything. I think I would be able to see from that angle if it was a large one. Cat, can we talk for a second about how I kind of forgot I have silver gauntlets?
Wait, Cubs, don't you have it's not chest size, but chest content or chest
Textures,
what's it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Textures are on.
So yeah, so like if it wouldn't matter if it was a big chest or not.
Look, don't go using logic on me, okay?
But what would be the fun in that?
Okay, moving on, because she's right. Don't listen to her, but she's right.
I usually am.
Yes, Link, the annoying son of a gun over here. Hey, he actually got stopped. Sometimes he'll just roll right past the explosion. It's like, come on, man. You're really gonna do that to me? Okay, we do have to. Let's go on. Not a whole lot going on here at the moment. Joe, you got anything for us?
Absolutely, I get you covered. Everybody, NAMI believes in a diverse, inclusive, and equitable organization, and one where all employees, volunteers, and members, regardless of their gender, race, gender identity, ethnicity, national origin, age, sexual orientation, educational level, disability, veteran status, or other dimension of diversity, they want everyone to feel valued and respected, and it's a major reason as to why NAMI is the charity of choice for Randomania Randothon 2024. I implore you, if you do have the ability, no donation is too small nor too large, whether if you put a name or if you do it anonymously. If you have an opportunity to do so, please donate to this amazing charity.
So, Axe, I just bought an item. What's that item called?
So that item in the game is called Double Defense, but we're memers in the Ocarina of Time randomizer community, and so that got shortened to DDs. And if you happen to have grown older than the age of 13 or so, then you probably know that also means something else. So we usually just say, "Ready for it? Ready for it?" Teams.
Yep. Yeah. We're the 12-year-old inside all of us. We remember that. Okay. Oh, I got
Remember or
frozen
never
by a
left?
rupee. Really? I mean,
To be fair,
Fair.
I taught middle school for 7 years, so I have at least sort of an excuse.
look, we do have to be
I don't wanna
13 to
have
be
an
on.
excuse.
You do have to be 13 to be on Twitch, so we have to say we're at least 13 years old.
Yeah, you can't even jokingly say that you're under the age of 13, and Twitch, admins will actually,
Yeah.
nuke your account. You don't want that.
We do not want to get Randomania TOS. That is not our goal today.
No, our goal is to raise money for charity. 100%, that's why we're here. We're definitely, partially here to mess with Cubs, but we're mainly here to, raise money for charity and for a really good cause. Mental health is so, so important. So if you have anything, you should definitely consider donating.
Yeah, the double defense is actually kind of important in something like this, where y'all are trying to kill me at every possible chance. Excuse me, I need all the health I can get.
I mean, the solution to that would just be to get more hearts. Come on.
Seriously,
I'm
right?
working on it. I'm working on it.
To just clarify though, it does absolutely nothing in the crater. The timer is not affected by that double defense at all. So he has 3 hearts. It's 8 seconds per heart, so 24 seconds before he burns to a crisp. Double defense does not change that timer.
Okay, we've got. We're an hour into this. We've got 2 Triforce pieces. All right. That's about where I expected to be, because chat's doing their job. I'm trying to do mine, but, I mean, the goal is to make it a living hell on me, so congratulations. That's not gonna get... Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. Snuck in there. So, I think we've done enough as adult right now. I need to go back and get Epona's song, because we lost that in the crash, but... I think it's finally time to go child. There's not a whole lot for us to do as adult at the moment.
You could jump into Forest Temple to see what's there, but yeah, that's probably about it.
I think all I can do is get a couple skulls. I don't have Song of Time or a bow. I can't even get into the courtyard. I guess I could kill Phantom Ganon. That's about all I could do.
Do you have the boss key, or do you not have the boss key shuffled, or what?
Key rings are on. So the key rings are an item we added in the randomizer where all the small keys are added to a single item with a key ring, so you get all the keys for a dungeon. You can also have that key ring contain the boss key, so that one item will have all the small keys for every dungeon. That said, there are many different ways to skip boss key doors in this game. Forest has by far the easiest of the boss key skips.
Well, I mean, unless you count like Master Quest Water, but we're not playing with Master Quest, so.
That involves hovering, though.
No, it doesn't. Not Master Quest. It's like super easy. Regular water requires hovering, yes. I mean, it's also not that difficult, but yeah. I was actually not sure if you were planning to do any boss key skips, so I wasn't going to mention it, but then you went ahead and did so. And I will be right back for like 2 seconds, because I think my dog needs to go outside.
Are we getting doggo comms? Please tell me we're getting doggo comms.
I mean, I'm sure there's other people that could participate if that was ever needed.
I got it. One of the highlights from this past AGDQ was Joe brought his corgis in. Those were the corgis were the most popular the animals at the event. I'm pretty sure.
No way. Peanut butter absolutely was the star of the event.
Say.
Okay, so Joe, what speed run are your dogs learning?
You know, we're going to have to probably keep up with Peanut Butter. Maybe do Gyromite so we can have at least a leaderboard.
Oh my god, a leaderboard? That would actually be amazing. I would love to see a live race of that, but I don't know. I don't know if you could get the dogs to sit still that long enough. There's just in person, there's so much to distract them.
Not to mention, it'd be very difficult to watch because we wouldn't want one to be a loser. We want them both to win.
Fair. Dogs really are
who...
too good for us.
Yeah, no matter who wins, they're all good boys and good girls at the end of the day. So I'm
We
okay
win.
if Peanut Butter wins.
Yes.
We win. I'm thinking
Shout
of
out
that.
to dogs.
I'm thinking of that Bugs Bunny communism meme where it's like our, whatever. We win. Our win.
All dogs are our dogs. So just kind of doing a last little bit here, grabbing a skull or two before going child. It's been a long time as adult. All right.
I mean, if we had our way, you wouldn't get that far, but I guess, there's still plenty of time.
I mean, true. We haven't had kill player get triggered yet. I'm kind of amazed that we've gone an hour without somebody just straight up killing me. Not that that's an invitation
I'm
to
sure
chat
there's
to do
somebody
it or
biting with
anything.
2,000 coins just waiting for the right moment.
I was just going to mention that I know where you live, so I mean.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm not sure. Chat, don't take that as an invitation, but I mean, if you want to buy the coins, go for it.
Technically, we made the game crash. Does that just count as kill player anyway?
Sorta.
Kill player spirit, maybe?
Well, that's a nice
Well, no,
trap.
that was at the start of the run.
That is a nice trap right there. I don't have a slingshot yet. That's the wrong model.
Ooh, the pool for kill player has just reached 78% full. So we are almost there at reaching it, everybody.
Tell you what, chat, I'll give you a free one. I remember this, it's been so long. Yeah, there it is. Okay, never mind. Alright, we're not getting it. So that ice trap gets to stay there. You know what? Thank you all. You just made it so I can go back child. I appreciate you all. It's not like oh wait, yeah. I died. I didn't save quit. You didn't hear anything.
I'm sorry, what? Did someone say something?
Exactly, yes. So
Something,
going
something
child.
Deku nuts, yeah.
Yeah. So going back child, there's a decent amount that we haven't done. We're gonna go straight to Deku Tree after we check out the shops here as child, because shops they should have things. They haven't yet, which is very interesting. Usually shops are loaded in these settings.
What are you
But we have-
talking about? You had a shop with 4 green rupees and you just passed that up like it was nothing. Excuse me?
And I'll do it again too. So before we go back to Kokiri Forest, so
Wait,
we need to have a talk
that's
about
not
the
supposed to
guard
be a
shack.
child.
We need to have a talk about the guard shack for a moment. Some of you may remember there when you first walk into Kakariko Village, Hyrule Castle Town. There's a door off to the side where there's a single guard and about
No children
40
allowed.
pots. So
Listen, don't crap on his business. He's making good money, all right?
yeah,
That's not a child.
maybe
That's
it's-
clearly an adult.
Maybe it's legal in Hyrule. Did you ever think of that?
to do what?
Pots, duh.
So welcome to Ooh, hey, chew bag. Welcome to we're gonna get items for like the next 2 minutes. There is. Oh, hey, that's light arrows are useless in this mode. There is in the game files a full-fledged Bombchu model that would have been used to pick up Bombchus in the field. Bombchus obviously being the mobile bombs. One thing we've done for the randomizer is we've added in an item called the Bombchu bag to simulate the bomb bag, so that you can actually find Bombchus in the world. And if I can get the model, it's actually a very interesting looking model. Try and see if I can show it off. Nope, that ain't gonna do it. Yeah, this is like this is Games Castle the same way. There's just all of these things. Okay, that look like we had a bomb on a stick there for a moment. Oh, hey, a key ring. Forest Temple. All right, well we have keys in Forest Temple. We can go do a few things. So it's not a whole. Oh, hey, is that an actual tune? Nope, that's an ice trap. So we can actually get to this one up here.
We should have counted how many ice traps you got in here, and I'm kind of like mad at myself for not thinking about it until after it was too late.
A lot.
I think the correct
is
answer
the answer
anyway is not enough.
Correct. There is a setting called Ice Trap Onslaught, which turns all junk items into Ice Trap. We don't quite have that on, but there'd be probably close to 600 ice traps in this seed with that on. Yeah, fortunately we don't have that.
That
So,
is just, in my opinion, a very not fun mode. Some people really
Yeah.
like it. I just find it to be incredibly agitating.
you don't get to do anything. You just sit there, you get frozen. You sit there, you get frozen. Maybe you get to move a couple steps every once in a while before getting frozen again. Like, we do want to play the game eventually. I don't know what we're fighting for. What is that guy selling that people are fighting for? Oh, hey, are these actually the hover boots? They are, and I can't afford them. Unfortunate.
What he's selling, maybe, I don't know, affordable housing or something? I don't know.
I mean, possible. I wouldn't put it past them. You know, we don't actually see any houses in this game.
In the alley, there's some houses. In Kakariko Village, there's houses. What are you talking about?
Okay, sorry. I meant in the in Castle Town. There's a. Okay. You know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, you're right. Logic is kind of off there. I do want this shield. There's a lot of nice things in this shop I can't buy. A boomerang for 100 rupees. I am sad I cannot buy that. But we did buy a shield because, remember, buy a shield, you cowards. They help you.
So something being 100 rupees is basically the game saying, nope, you need to have found at least one wallet to be able to get this.
And it's even more of a taunt because there's a wallet right there that also needs a second wallet.
is your pockets are big enough for 99 rupees, but that one extra one will just break it.
Yes, I have 99 rupees, and apparently 100 is a problem.
Video game
Hey.
things that I'm glad are not true to real life.
Hey, we have a bottle. Well, I guess we have Rudo's letter, so we have a bottle. Eventually, we'll get over there to turn it in. The bug is important because we do need 30 skulls, and there are a lot of skull shells locked behind a bug in a bottle. Most of the places you would plant the magic beans, 9 of the 10 of them all have a skull shell in it, so we'll grab those at some point. There are some other skulls we'll get first. We do need to pop over here and say hello to Malin and Talon, because first, more pots. Link's never met a pot he doesn't want to break. How else would we get the item inside?
Cubs is going to be playing a game with Talon where he's going to try to pick up the 3 special cuckoos. Your job, your mission, chat, should you choose to accept it, is to not allow him to finish this. He has 30 seconds to find 3 chickens. You have about that much time to make this as impossible as possible. And I think my dog actually wants to go out this time. So, be ready.
Are we sure the dog actually wants to go outside?
You never really truly know.
Yeah, you know, that's a fair point.
More just
I had
dog
a
just wants.
I had a couple Yorkshire Terriers growing up, and they were absolutely that way. Come here. Okay. I'm going for you. I'm going for you. Okay, I was at least one was one. There actually is a way to tell if you've picked them up before. Navi will not hover, or will hover over the ones you've already picked up. So there actually is a way to see if there's one you haven't picked up. Somehow we actually managed to get through that. I'm really not sure how, but I'm not upset with it. And yes, some of those more astute viewers out there might notice we do in fact have nice rupees.
Nice.
Yeah, we did manage to get through the chickens.
I
tried.
caught the tail end of that. Just for funsies, well, maybe not funsies, but there is a way to tell which 3 chickens are the right ones, but you have to have kind of a keen eye for it, and even sometimes a trained eye, you'll still mess it up.
Let it be known that playing songs is the true final boss of this game. Songs are hard. Yeah, we got it. We got the chicken game done with reverse controls. I'm actually a little proud of that one. We no longer have nice rupees.
Chat, Cubs is growing too powerful. We need to nerf him. We need to nerf him, chat.
You haven't seen me play this game. There's no such thing as powerful.
We still need to nerf you anyway.
Look,
Right?
thank you. The chat being the real hero and getting us back to nice rupees. Well done. I'm proud of all of you, chat. Hole in one. So, some of these grottos, I mean, without Scrub Shuffle on, there's really no reason to ever come in here. But they hide in some of the oddest places. Like, there's one of these 3 scrub grottos in Death Mountain Crater. So we've got creatures made of wood in a volcano. I don't really know how that one works, but somehow they don't burn up instantly.
I mean, neither do the Koroks in Breath of the Wild, so it's just magic. We'll just chalk it up to that. Magic.
No, only chickens when they're thrown into the volcano.
Oh yeah, I promised to run that, didn't I? Like 5 years
KFC
ago.
Yes. KFC % is a thing that exists.
I legit forgot about that.
Just as a joke, we're both friends with a former Breath of the Wild speedrunner. He decided to create a category one day he called KFC %, which was take a chicken from Kakariko Village to Death Mountain Crater and throw it in the lava. Did you know it takes about 3.5 hours to get a chicken from Kakariko Village to Death Mountain Crater?
I mean, we do now.
I mean, and that's it. Well, that's if you're good at the game. Now imagine
Yes.
somebody like me who is not good at the game trying to do that. It would actually be really funny. I should probably like do that since I said I would forever ago.
Let's say at this point, just do it on Tears of the Kingdom and have it be like 3 times as long.
I still need to play Tears of the Kingdom. Don't tell anybody.
Honestly, that makes 2 of us. It's been sitting on my Switch for basically since GDQ last year.
You know, like everybody was getting called out for playing it. I was like, meanwhile, in Axani Land.
I feel like we should do the opposite of what GDQ did, right? They had the $5 tax if you were playing, right? If you haven't played Breath of the Wild, then you should donate maybe $5 here to Randomania Randothon 2024.
That is an excellent idea. Add in $5 if you haven't played Tears of the Kingdom. $5 for both games.
And if you really feel like dropping some change, how about you drop $5 for every Zelda game you haven't played? Which, I don't know how many of them there are, but there's a lot.
Do we have to count Spirit Tracks? Do we have to count Train?
Oh, $10 for Spirit Tracks.
Spirit Tracks
really?
is
Train
awesome.
game?
Okay, but have you listened to the music in Spirit Tracks? Like, come on, bro.
Okay, the music is good, but I really don't want to do the same dungeon 8 times. Because that's the problem with Train Game. Let's be honest. Okay, yes, $20 for the CDI games. I'm good with that.
About $100 if you watched the cartoon when it aired as a child. Wait a minute, this is costing me money. What am I doing?
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with this one.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I am between paychecks, so I will have to take an IOU on that one, but I will absolutely donate.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, by the way, there was a game released in the last couple months. Is this real? Hey, it's real. Alright, I get to keep the chicken. If I got frozen there, the chicken would have flown away. There was a game released a few months ago called RZ. I forget the rest of the name, but it's modeled after the Zelda CDI game. So if that kind of thing is up your alley, I would give that game a try. It actually looks really good. I just haven't had a chance to get to it yet. That never-ending backlog.
The real question, though, is what has aged worse, the Zelda cartoon or the Donkey Kong cartoon? Like the 3D animated one.
I'll raise you one. Sonic Boom.
I'm sorry, I don't remember that one. That one doesn't exist, I don't think.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Sonic Boom was... You know what? I gotta... They really tried with Boom. The music is good.
Did they, though?
They have some excellent music in Boom. That's one... Most Sonic games at least have great music.
Excellent music alone cannot save a video game.
But a
I was
TV
gonna
show?
say, like, yes, anybody could say, like, the worst series ever in history could, like, have the best music, and we'll still be like, but the game. I'm not calling Sonic bad, by the way, just Sonic Boom. And at least half of all Sonic games, apparently.
I was about to say, it's not Secret Rings, it's fine. If you haven't played Secret Rings, please play Secret Rings once just to experience it. Motion controls in Sonic games shouldn't happen. Let's just say that.
Well, wasn't there what was that Riders game like that had the Xbox
Riders.
Connect?
Free Riders.
Yeah.
They made a sequel to that.
Oh, to answer you in chat, I liked it. I was a child, but now, you know, it is kind of fun to meme on it now that it's been, 30 plus years.
Look, the cartoon doesn't have Morshu. Morshu is the best part of the CDI games. And I will die on that hill.
You know a lot more about the CDI games than I think the average person does, Cubs.
I sat in a voice call watching the owner of Zelda Speedruns play all 3 for 8 hours. I want that time of my life back, but yes, I learned quite a bit about the games those days. Did you know that Zelda's Adventure actually won't run on some physical versions of the CDI console? That's how good a video game that is. I mean, when you have a game that won't run on the physical console, that's an accomplishment right there in my mind.
I mean, they're also one of the early games to actually have like voice acting, which, you know, was quite ahead of its time. I mean, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom barely have it, honestly.
Well, it's one of those just remarkable video game stories that one of the most important franchises for Nintendo in their history. They just decided to give the rights to a Russian studio that had never seen a Zelda game. Could you imagine them doing something like that now?
That just sounds like somebody being like, I asked an AI bot to watch Zelda games and write their own version of it or something.
Honestly, yes, like 20, 30 years in advance. Where you put the monkeys in a room for 1,000 hours and watch them come out with a Hollywood movie script.
And it would probably still be better than some of the stuff that gets put on these days.
You know, you're not wrong with that statement. You're really not wrong with that. Also, yes, eventually we will make it back to Kokiri Force. Sorry, go ahead, Radical.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm just waiting for the next live action movie where they still find a way to have Chris Pratt be Link, you know?
I mean, I'm surprised he's not in the Halo TV series.
Why would you speak this evil on us, Ricky Bobby?
But don't worry, Jack Black's gonna be Ganon too.
Look, they did. Nintendo did recently confirm that there's going to be a Super Mario Brothers 2. Did they confirm Chris Pratt is coming back for that?
Oh, you gotta bring him back. There's no question about that.
If they don't bring back Jack Black, something is wrong. Because he was amazing as Bowser.
Honestly, you know, for all the flack that people gave Chris Pratt, he wasn't bad. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. Like, we all talked a lot of crap, but it was really quite good.
You know, for years, it was impossible to make a decent video game movie. It was like Mortal Kombat and then nothing else. And now all of a sudden we've got the Sonic movies, Mario. Hollywood finally figured something out.
Well, don't worry, the Borderlands movie will probably cancel that out.
Listen, the WoW movie was good, and I will die on that hill.
I forgot they're making a Portal movie.
I'm sorry, what?
Radical, I thought I remember seeing something about a Portal movie.
I mean, I think at all times there's like at least 30 major game franchises that have a quote-unquote movie in production.
You know, I was wondering why I just drank a Poe. By the way, you can drink Poes. That's a thing that can happen. Someone decided to fill one of my bottles with a Poe. Okay. Like, what just happened?
So apparently in the last update I can see is that it was still in production, but this is from 2021, this article is, so it could be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, the first Mortal Kombat movie was amazing. Mortal Kombat 2, once they killed off Johnny Cage, yeah, that was about it.
So basically it was good for another 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it was really about it.
Now, truly, though, what's the worst thing with Mortal Kombat? Was it Annihilation? Was it the cartoon series? Or was it the live-action TV series they did around the same time as the movies?
Yes. The answer is yes. So, we don't have a boomerang, but we do know there's a Triforce piece inside a Jabu. No, we're not going. We are finally going to go back go back to Kokiri Forest.
Because, like, if anyone really wants to waste a good chunk of time, Go watch Mortal Kombat Conquest, aka the TV series that was made where the editors didn't realize what timing was and just left the entire fight scenes there because they lasted forever.
Look,
Like-
I still want, like, I think my favorite with these video game stories is the original the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, the original season of the anime, and Forbidden Memories were all in production at the same time, and all three have a very different version of how to play the game. Because they were just making it up on the spot.
Yeah, you know, it's great. When you play the game as a kid and you realize, oh, I got to sacrifice, several monsters for a Blue Eyes. Kaiba just walks in and goes, bam, 3,000 attack points. No context.
Forbidden, if you have not played Forbidden Memories, please do yourself a favor and try it at least once. If you've ever played a Yu-Gi-Oh game, forget everything you know going into it.
Is that the original Game Boy one?
No, it's the PlayStation.
Ah. Oh, there's also, what was the other weird PlayStation 2 one? Duelist of the Roses, I think?
Falsebound Kingdom? Or was that the GBA one?
I mean, look, they made like 200 of those
Yes.
games in like a 5-year span.
The era of the licensed video games. There were occasional pretty good diamonds in the rough. One of the Brave actually had a PS3 and a 360 game that was really good. But for every good licensed video game, there's about 200 pieces of shovelware out there. Hey, we have a third Triforce piece.
But do we have 4 green rupees?
In Kakariko Village, and we're gonna pretend it doesn't exist.
Shame.
We will not let you. We will not let you pretend that it doesn't exist. I will make sure to remind you of that probably every day for at least a week.
You know, you gotta. Some of these studios in the mid to late 2000s, the amount of games that they were putting out on a yearly basis, I mean, they were putting out 3-4 games a week. There are what, like 2,000 titles on the DS alone? With all the shovelware on that thing, it's kind of amazing how many things were able to be put out that quickly.
Like, chat, you let us know, like, what was the most, like, random piece of shovelware that's actually really, really good? I'll kick us off with one. Godfather Part 2 for Xbox.
Okay, that is not one I would have ever thought of. Okay. So, we're just moving Link back to his house. We're just trying to send Link to a nap, that's all we're doing. That's 2 for the crowd, congratulations. Yes. Taking the Z button. This is Midwest Speedfest all over again. I might get my Z button back in like 20 minutes, we'll see.
Maybe.
So we're finally going into Deku Tree. First dungeon of the game. Not really a whole lot going on here. Joe, while we're making our way through here, you got anything for us?
Yeah, absolutely, Cubs. I got you covered. We got a $5 donation from Anonymous that says, paying my anti-Breath of the Wild tax. So apparently that's a thing right now. So if you did not play Breath of the Wild, or hey, if it was Tears of the Kingdom as well, and you got $5 to donate to Nami, I can't think of a better charity to donate it to.
Alright, so going in through Deku Tree, oh my. That is horrifying right there. Those are gigantic. What would happen if we went up and saw the big Skulltulas? I'm curious.
Cubs, aren't we like blown away by
my
these
God.
big guys like every single time? Like I swear,
Yes.
every time we come
Yes.
to Deku Tree, this happens.
I can't talk to him. I can't talk to him while he's giant, apparently. Uh-oh. This is a problem. Okay.
I mean, if you say it's a problem, I don't think it is.
Like, why did... his little pad went back to the normal size. Why didn't he? That was weird. Number one rule, don't jump on the platform. How many people came into this room and immediately jumped on that platform and said, oh, dang it.
Yeah,
Or
but
some other word.
that's why you can use the slingshot that you get in here to knock the ladder down and climb the ladder back up. That's why that's there.
Ah! Okay, that was just mean. That was supposed to be a heart to heal me. And instead I get a nice trap.
Uh-huh.
We are in danger, after all.
Well, okay, that was Ralph Wiggum that you were channeling. That was my poor impersonation of Nelson Muntz, and the two could not be more different if they tried.
That feels like a 90s sitcom waiting to happen.
I mean, Ralph Wiggum would definitely be in danger.
Alright, so... What is it with all these bottle... what are all these bottle contents gonna be once they actually become a thing? I'm starting to wonder. Maybe I shouldn't... maybe I should just leave things in my bottle the whole time so I don't have to worry about it. Hey, the real fire arrows! I guess that thing in the shop we saw earlier is just gonna have to... Ow! Stay there. That was a very well-timed big Skulltula, I have to say. Alright, so we're heading down... Oh god, I don't have a Z button. I can't do B1 skip, this is a problem. This is a bigger problem. Since I accidentally froze the thing, there we go. You'll just take a bomb to the face and be happy about it. Oh! Game, I was trying to avoid falling in the water, thank you. You're just gonna shove me down there anyways. I wonder if we hit 30 skulls by the end of this. We're about an hour and a half in, chat. We're about halfway in, so... just keep that in mind. We've got about another 90 minutes to use some of those coins.
And he does not have skulls shuffled, so it's really just a matter of routing.
Yeah, you can... just pretty much anything you can think of at this point in this game can probably be shuffled.
It took me actually way longer than it should have for me to realize that you don't have them shuffled, because I almost always play with them shuffled nowadays, but I just wasn't, like... it just was not, like, in my brain.
Yeah, the latest thing to be shuffled, that just kind of broke my brain. Okay, this is a problem. Alright, well, so we're just gonna stay here for a moment till my Z button comes back, because we're in a bit of a glitch state here. We're doing what's called the ground jump, where Link shields and blocks or you try to grab the bomb, but you interrupt it by holding your shield. And if you backflip in that state, you actually can do a jump. But you kind of need to be able... yeah, you need to be able to use the Z button to do that backflip.
And by a jump, he means, like, you jump higher than you normally would be able to, and you can't grab that ledge otherwise, as Child Link.
It was honestly kind of weird when you could actually jump, like in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Link doesn't get a jump button normally.
I quite liked it. I like having the ability to jump, but then again, I played WoW a lot, and sometimes it's fun to just stand in, like, whatever the main hub is and just jump my butt off until I'm tired of hitting the spacebar.
Oh, no. Don't get her started on 14. She is an 11 main. She is absolutely an 11 main. Don't get her started.
I mean, I wouldn't say main. I haven't played 11 since 2009, but I never played 14. But I remember, like, the lead up to it, there were so many people complaining about jumping, and I was like, of all the hills to die on. Yeah, I played for 5 years. I started in 2004, shortly after my oldest child was born, and then I ended up switching to WoW in 2009.
People forget, you could jump in 10 too. That was the first time you could jump in a Final Fantasy game. Alright, so We did not get the one cycle. Oh my goodness. That is nightmare fuel right there. We are getting rid of those eggs immediately. Thankfully, the giant enemies does not work on bosses.
Wouldn't that be so funny if it did, though? You'd have like a 400-foot Volvagia or something.
You would actually see the second model poking out of the ground.
That would make it a lot easier to hit that hitbox, though, I think. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, Volvagia actually has 2 hitboxes. And there's a lot more intricacies to it than that. But yeah, Volvagia has 2 hitboxes, and you can hit her when she's not out and flying around.
Yeah, there's the ground model that she pokes out of her head out of the ground and spits fire at you, and then there's a flying model that goes up in the air, swipes at you, shoots. It causes the boulders to come down, so you can hit the ground or the underground model if you bomb a specific part of the hole she most recently flew down. It's a very specific corner. Why?
Oh,
I got nothing with this game. I really don't.
But it does make the kill for Volvagia a lot quicker, because otherwise it's a very slow fight.
Yes, it does. It makes it much easier. You don't necessarily need the Goron tunic, but oh well, okay. I guess we're not getting that today. So we're not. To get Serenade, we need Forest Fire and Water Medallions. So we're not getting Serenade or Saria's song. Got it. Well, we are in the Lost Woods. There's a bunch of scrubs around. We just gotta try and grab. So shout outs to the Scrubs community, by the way. They started out community that sprung up, offering a new player experience for Ocarina of Time Rando. They branched out into a bunch of different randomizers at this point, but I didn't want. All right, well, worst scrub has nothing, so we won't be seeing the scrub that lives in the middle of Death Mountain crater, just out in the middle of nowhere. And how do these things not burn up?
Anyway, since you're, I'm going to correct your ADHD brain, but the Scrubs community. I was going to let you talk about it, so.
Well, there goes my Z button. It's a community started in Ocarina of Time Randomizer. Our tournaments are obviously, it takes a while to build up the skill to be able to compete in the tournaments, so it's a tournament for newer players that gives them a chance to learn the game and compete in the same way. So a lot of the people from that tournament have ended up qualifying for the main tournament in the next within the next year or two. They've also branched out to other randomizers, so if you're interested in any of them at all, it's worth giving it a shot. These scrubs, I forget they're here half. Oh, hey, you have a thing. I forget they're here half of the time because they're not in a grotto or anything like the rest of them.
I mean, neither's the other one by the bridge. You don't forget about that one.
Okay, that one's always shuffled. Those are not. That one gives. Yeah, good.
So in the vanilla game, the one near the bridge and one of them in this grotto coming up that Cubs is going to be going into is, at least I'm assuming he's going to. There's 2 of them. There's one that gives a stick upgrade and one that gives a nut upgrade. And because those are actual items that are like, I guess major items in the game, those are always shuffled in the randomizer as part of, because that stick upgrade would be shuffled elsewhere. So when you don't have the scrub shuffled, you will still have those 2. The other ones will have absolute garbage, but these 2 will always have, well, they might still have garbage, but they have a chance of not having garbage.
There's a third in Hyrule Field that sells a heart piece, but those are the only 3 normally. So, welcome to Broken Stick. When you break a stick, Link holds a stick briefly in this broken state and then puts the stick away. If you interrupt the process of him putting the stick away, congratulations, you now have an infinite Master Sword as child. The game never explains this when you first start. The Master Sword The Deku Sticks and Deku Nuts are some of the most broken items in this video game. Like, the Deku Stick is literally just a breakable Master Sword. The Deku Nuts do so many things you would have no clue about. I think one of my favorite is, there's only one enemy that takes damage from Deku Nuts in the game, and it's Ganon. Why? I don't know, but Ganon is the only enemy that takes damage from Deku Nuts.
Which has come in handy, especially in Randomizer, because sometimes you don't have... so Ganon knocks your Master Sword away from you, and so if you don't have the Big Goron Sword, or even the Giant's Knife, which is garbage, or like the hook shot or the hammer, you're like, okay, well, how do I kill this guy now? I don't have a sword. I mean, there's glitch ways to keep your sword, but if you're not good at glitches, you're like, wait, what do I do? You can hit him with 10 nuts, and that'll get him get him to the phase change so that you can pick up your Master Sword again and actually finish him off, which is absolutely just ridiculous, but that's what this game is in a nutshell. Not to be, punny since we were talking about nuts, but
Yes, you can literally nut on Ganon, because this is a video game that exists.
Oh no, no.
Yes. The internet has corrupted us all, let's be honest. Alright, so heading into Goron City, a little bit to do here, child. We do not have Staria songs, so we can't, we don't get to go see everyone's favorite dancing dad, or dancing king, Darunia. That said, there are a couple things we can do here. Hot Rodder Goron. Oh, okay, no more Z button. This guy, he has a major issue. He will not give you the item if you don't stop him inside the tunnel.
Inside the tunnel, though, your mileage may vary.
Yes, tunnel is a very loose definition in this game. So, according to this game, okay, I knew that. Couldn't get around him in time. According to this game, standing right here is not inside the tunnel. Okay. Standing right here is not inside the tunnel. I see the roof over my head now, but I'm not inside the tunnel. This is a very odd hitbox for some reason. In a game full of very odd hitboxes.
But then you can be like 10 feet out the other side, and it'll be like, yeah, you're in the tunnel. Totally.
Yeah. There are some choices made with things in this game, like hitboxes. I don't really understand most of them.
I like to believe that somebody, and I know this is not how coding works before you all come at me, but I like to think that somebody was just they were playing with the model of it, and they just accidentally click and dragged it a little bit too far over, and they were like, oh crap, I don't know how to fix that, crap, god dang it, what do I do, oh my god, oh whatever, we're just gonna leave it. But I know that's not how that works, but still, it's just a really funny mental image that I have.
Well, you can sort of see that in action in Water Temple. In Water Temple, to get to the platform to raise the water to the highest level, it is possible to just jump straight to that platform from the center tower. So the devs decided to make half of the right half of that ledge not grabbable by Link. You can tell somebody found that in testing because only half of the ledge is ungrabbable. And you can still make that jump anyways. They didn't extend it far enough. But I think that's one of the most obvious things of... it's just the lazy thing you find. It's somebody found something in testing, and that's the lazy way we're going to patch it out.
I think a lot of them, genuinely, we were not very good at video games in the 90s and the 80s. We weren't speedrunning. We were still figuring things out.
Yeah.
This game was actually, fairly hard. My brothers and I struggled on the Big Octo and Jabu for a while until we figured out the strat to kill it. So they probably didn't really expect us to be finding these things.
Yeah.
And here we are. It's been, 26 years. And we know more about the game than they probably do at this point. So yeah.
You know, for all the things we can do, really, the Temple of Time is foolish. Thank you, video game. For all of the things that we've learned how to do in this game, for all of the things we talk about when it comes to the devs of this game, they actually make it very difficult to find any of these broken things casually. You have to actually be trying to clip into a wall. It's very easy to clip into a wall, but if you don't know how to do it, you're just going to walk up against it the whole time. So they did do a very good job of at least hiding all of this stuff from the average player. But it is an N64 game and walls don't exist, so it is what it is.
They're just paper thin, that's all. You can slash right through them with a Master Sword and a stick.
Yeah. I mean, we could just... Actually, I don't know if we can do it as Minish, but we could just jump slash straight through this corner right there.
Look, walls are suggestions, okay?
Yes.
Actually, you should try it. I don't know if you can.
I couldn't find the angle.
I'm like half tempted just to do a crowd control just to see if I can actually do that as Minish Link. Oh, hey. I might be a little delayed, but Triforce Beast, yay.
Yes. We're up to 5 now. One of the... okay. I couldn't pick up the chicken for some reason. One of the fun little mini games in this game is to find Anju's... Well, excuse me, Chicken Woman, because she doesn't actually have a name in this game. They only call her Anju in Majora's Mask. But to find her 7 chickens, we changed it to only needing 1, because we don't want to have to take all that time. Because otherwise, that's like 2.5 minutes to get a bottle. No, we're just going to take 1 and go. Into the bottom of the well we go. Bottom of the well is a place that I don't know what these devs were thinking when they made it, but 8-year-old me was not a fan of this place because of one particular enemy.
Is it the Redeads?
No. Although the jump scares were not great, but no, it's a dead hand.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a creepy dude. No,
Dead
I was just thinking Redeads because of that, the terminal montage video where the Redead screams and the caption says, "Did you bring the mashed potatoes?" That's just gonna be forever funny to me. I'll be, 800 years old, obviously long dead, and I'll still be laughing at, "Did you bring the mashed potatoes?"
Yeah, I don't know who came up with the idea of Dead Hand, or what sort of drugs they were on that day, but that thing is horrific.
So Dead Hand actually reminds me, and this is gonna there's this episode of the X-Files. It's one of the first ones in the 2nd season, and don't ask me how I know that. It's just me being a fangirl. But there's this one called The Host, and it's the character is the Fluke Man, and Dead Hand actually looks like that. And that episode of the X-Files is responsible for like 90% of my fear of porta potties for a really long time in my life. But that's what Dead Hand reminds me of.
My
So it's
God.
very creepy.
Speaking of, yikes. Giant like. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was something I could have done without. I'm not gonna lie.
I wonder if that could have stolen your shield from outside of the wall and you wouldn't have been able to get it back because it would have despawned before you got... I don't know if that would have been a thing.
They can already reach you from the other side. Just
Yeah,
in the
we're in-
normal size. Yeah. They always spit you back in the direction they grabbed you from, so you can't even use it to clip in there.
That would be too convenient, but luckily there's plenty of other ways you can clip in there, so whatever.
Yes. Crowd control. That's how. Yeah, Majora's Mask, like Majora's Mask, are huge. Some of the choices they made reusing models were very interesting for that game.
Yeah, speaking of Majora's Mask and just like going back to the Anju thing, like We just co-opted that name as an Ocarina
Yeah.
of Time community. Like Cucko Lady is that's clunky and inelegant. We are sophisticated, and we're going to call her Anju. So yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think. I don't know if anything else off the top of my head that did not have a name in Ocarina of Time, only in Majora's Mask.
Well, all the enemies had a name, but I mean, like all the the characters were all named. Like, there's the dude with the bag over his shoulder who does the weird run, and in the market town in Ocarina of Time, he's just like, I'm late, I'm late.
Yeah.
But his name is like Sakon in
His name is
Majora's Mask.
the thief. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
we're gonna call him the thief. That's what we're gonna call him.
because you know exactly where I would have gone
Yes.
with that if we didn't. Yeah.
Uh-huh. As does, I think, most of chat.
A lot of the people in chat I recognize, so they definitely know my tendencies.
But we do not have the keys here in Well, so we can't do a whole lot. We can at least get the basement down here. I think that was most of the pots anyways. We'll go up, we'll get Dead Hand, and I think we're gonna go back adult and we're gonna head over to Forest Temple. We actually can clear it. That's not where I want to go. I think we're gonna go to Ganon's before Forest Temple. Joe, while we're getting over to where we're going, you got anything for us at the moment?
Absolutely, Cubs. I got you covered. I want to remind everyone what we are all here for at Randothon 2024, and that is NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. One of the major things that NAMI tries to combat is the stigma that follows along with mental illness, and they want everyone to know that you are not alone. And part of that are some fast facts that NAMI has put out. Like 1 in 5 U.S. adults experience mental illness each year. 1 in 20 U.S. adults experience serious mental illness each year, and 1 in 6 U.S. youth aged 6 to 17 experience a mental health disorder each year. And finally, 50% of all lifetime mental illnesses begin by the age of 14, and 75% by the age of 24. We're all here for a very important reason. Again, mental health is super important, and that's why if you have the opportunity to do so, whether if it's donating directly to Randothon 2024 or through crowd control, please consider doing so.
That was a very interesting image. Link trying to climb into the cubby there as giant Link. I can't even believe how generous people have been this weekend. I think I can't get broken stick. Okay. I think we're gonna cover more of that later, but everyone in chat, just even being here, you all have been amazing. I don't even know what to say. But this guy is a jerk.
Oh, don't worry, if you don't know what to say, you got about an hour and change before you gotta have
Oh
something.
God! It actually works here. Why does it work here? Wait. He can't hit me. It's a standoff. We're just gonna stand here. Okay, well this is interesting.
Well, we now know the hitboxes do change.
Yeah. For the enemies anyways. Oh God. I saw the timer end and the effect in him, so I'm just thinking, oh no, are we stuck this way? Is this a problem? Yeah, that, that's a clip right there. I keep saying, just finding out what happens when you use some of these effects is most of the fun with this. It really is. Hi. I'm Link. You might be wondering how I got myself into this situation.
The answer is Cubs Rule 21.
Okay, so I didn't need to say about that. We're gonna go back adult. We're gonna head over to Forest Temple. We do still need some. We're at 10 skulls. I could grab a blue rupee over here if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to. Is it night? I don't know if it's night. I do have another shop to check. There's one more shop in the game. So let me go see. Actually, expensive merchants on? Yeah, we'll check those later. Yeah, okay, we need to wait for night so we can check the bomb chew shop. We can also do chew bowling. We're 2 hours in and we haven't done the child shooting gallery, which is normally one of the first things you do in the game after leaving the forest. This is a nightmare when not using a console to play this game. Dialing in controller settings for a non-N64 is awful. So
Let's be real though, this was not always entirely fun, even on a Nintendo 64, until you got the hang of it anyway.
Correct. You know, I'm okay. That's fine. When they released the 3D versions on the 3DS, the remakes of these, there are a lot of issues with those versions. The fact that Grezzo didn't patch most of the old glitches and created new ones is somewhat impressive. But one thing they got right was the gyroscopic aiming. I wish we could get that kind of thing into this game. It made aiming so much simpler. That was great.
I have not played the 3DS version of this game. I cannot get over the way Link rolls with his left leg out to the side like that.
No. If you haven't seen it, it is.
You can't unsee it. You just can't.
And the 3DS games run at 30 FPS. Oh, hey, I'm moving faster. They run at 30 FPS instead of 20. So it's smoother, but the animation is a problem. Hi, that's a hammer.
Bonk.
Yep. This is the internet. There's a lot of bonking. So we're going to go check the shop. We're going to do some chew bowling. Then we're going to head over to the Forest Temple. Let's face it. There's no good way to say we're going to do the Forest Temple. It is very linear. But we've got a little stop beforehand. We don't really have the money for this. I'm going to hold on for the moment.
I beg to differ on linear, but then again, there's a difference between people who play with glitches and people who play without, so...
Another shop with actually nothing. What is going on? I mean, yes, there's a lot of junk in this game.
I mean, you did buy a hookshot, like, the first 5 minutes of the game, so...
That is true. And I think I've used it once on a Deku Scrub. That will change in a moment, but I think I've used it once.
I'm for the chaotic good boy.
Yes. Richard the dog. Richard the dog. Yeah.
Richard is not trained. He will not follow the command button.
Richard is a good dog. Richard's owner, on the other hand, we have some major issues with. So there's this door back here. Anyone ever gone inside this place? Because it only opens at night for some reason. I don't understand why it only opens at night.
Because the guy's at work during the day and he doesn't want people to go in and steal all his stuff like you're doing right now.
I mean, he's standing there watching me steal his stuff. I don't think he has that much of an issue with it.
Maybe he's just, frozen, fight or flight or freeze or whatever. I don't know.
We just talked to him, literally. He was complaining about the dogs outside.
Oh, see, we deserve to rob that guy. If he's complaining about dogs, steal all of his stuff.
Alright, everyone's favorite part of the speedrun. Dompe digging. The 1 in 16 chance. Let's see if we get it first try. Would you look at that? We got a blue rupee first try. Nice. The bane of every vanilla speedrunner's existence. Well, Hundo runner anyways. The Dompe digging. Sharp, you okay there, buddy? Sharp was having a moment there. I don't know what was going on with that bottle. So, you know, the first hour was kind of slow. We only had 2 Triforce pieces. We're up to 7 now, I think? In the second hour? Yeah. 7, that's not bad at all.
We are definitely not on pace to beat the game, though.
I think we would all have questions if we were, let's be perfectly honest. But we just gotta take care of these keys. And we're gonna try and do a little something called flame storage here in a moment. So, game, when you put a Deku stick away, it doesn't know where the Deku stick is. It thinks it still exists in the last place Link had it in his hands. So when you pull a stick back out, it thinks that that stick is still in that spot for 1 frame. So if you have a stick and you light it on fire and you have it pass through, actually don't know if this works. We're gonna find out. I don't know if that breaks flame storage. It does. Okay. So about that,
So, never mind.
if you can make the stick pass through the torch, on its way, okay, back into Link's pocket, which I don't know if, okay. So we're gonna light the stick. We're gonna make it pass through the flame on the way back out. Now, as long as this torch is still loaded, we can pull the stick back out, and for 1 frame, the game thinks it's still in that torch, so it lights the stick for us. Which we can then use to light these torches over here. We were trying to do that earlier in Zora's Domain and didn't quite get there. But it's one of these weird state glitches that just it doesn't get updated properly, so we take advantage of it. The things you could do with this game. I mean, most of us have seen a Zelda run at some point, if nothing else, like just on GDQ. We mentioned earlier, it's just bonkers what happens with this game.
It's quite a rabbit hole. Like, once you start actually, because like, and a lot of the randomizer community, at least in Ocarina of Time Rando, does not play with glitches. There's a very small subset of us who do play with glitches, but once you actually kind of start diving into that rabbit hole, you will get sucked in very quickly to and what you find, at least for me, I found, is like it's like being inundated with things. It's like you have so many things, like, well, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? Which of these is going to be the most useful? And like, there's some glitches that are very niche, and there are some glitches that are extremely versatile that you can use in multiple different places. So it's kind of, with randomizer, the strategy, I think, for me, or for a lot of people, is like, okay, which of these glitches is going to be the most beneficial for me to learn right now? As opposed to, you know, maybe I'll use this extremely niche glitch when I need it in this one situation. Like, in the middle of a seed, I'll go look it up on YouTube instead of trying to like pre-practice it. Whereas like something like a mega flip, which is a long, like an extended backflip, is something that I would use, that I learned separately because I knew that it would have utility in multiple places in the game.
It requires practice, though. And actually practicing this game. Flying Pots of Death. So that cutscene, we were just getting the Requiem of Spirit song, which also makes it day, because cutscenes change time of day in this game. We have keys in Spirit. We don't have a mirror shield, but we can actually do things here. We cannot go to Child Side, because I don't have hover boots.
Do you know how to do that one anyway?
No, I do not, but I know it requires hover boots.
Fair enough. And you might find the mirror shield here, actually. You don't know.
Possible. I mean, there are a lot.
I don't think it was hinted, so at least I don't remember seeing it.
No. Was not. There's so much junk added to the pool with the addition of all the pots in the pool. When we say junk, we're talking about rupees, health refills, ammo refills. That's anything that doesn't appear in a gold chest. Or a heart chest. Yeah. Or anything that appears in one of those brown chests is considered junk for the randomizer. So so many more things get added because of having the pots in play that, let's face it makes it hard to fight in things. That's a boulder to the face. Probably a good idea not to take a boulder to the face.
So, fun fact about like the textures is that for probably a very significant portion of the chest textures that were made, all of the hearts and heart containers and like all those heart pieces and heart containers, they were all in those plain nondescript brown chests. But it was suggested, a lot of people were opening those chests because they wanted to get health because you want that extra insurance. I mean, a lot of people can and do beat the game with just 3 hearts, but it's kind of nice to not need to do that. But it's also slow to open up every single chest in the game. So there was a suggestion made to make that new texture so that people could tell if there was hearts, and you could decide whether or not you were going to open that chest based on your level of skill or comfort with the amount of hearts you have.
Well,
really, like a lot of this randomizer is very much community driven and things that people have suggested to the devs and have been like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And if somebody out there who has the ability is like, yeah, that sounds like an awesome idea, then they go and do it, and it may or may not be added to the main like repo. So it's really very cool how much the community involvement has driven the way that this randomizer has evolved over the past like 6 years now, since like 2018 is when we first
May of 18,
yeah, so it's been 6 years, which is absolutely just, it feels like not that long at all.
Most of the work done with the assembly code, I don't know how some of the stuff gets done in assembly. Assembly is, I don't like it. I mean, I'm give me my like human readable code, please. Not the hexadecimal assembly. Hex assembly is ridiculous, the kind of things that can be done.
Meanwhile, in Axeland, who's still writing HTML from like 1995.
Do you have a GeoCities page?
I had multiple GeoCities pages. Thank you very much.
I think they still exist as a host for host names. I'm not 100% sure on that.
I don't know, but none of my stuff still exists.
I don't know why those ones aren't randomized.
I think because they don't have anything in them in the first place.
You could be right. Most of the crates I think are like that. Pots, crates, and beehives of all things are all individual settings. If you turn on crates, every crate that drops an item will have a shuffled item. Let me tell you about something called Master Quest for those people who've never played it. It can really only be described as an official ROM hack from Nintendo in 2000, where they decided to redo all the dungeons, not the vanilla world, just the dungeons. For some reason, they put over 100 crates inside the Master Quest Water Temple. So if you turn on Crate Shuffle, Water Temple with Master Quest goes from about 8 checks to 115 plus.
It gets the nickname Storage Temple.
Yeah. Why there's so much, I will never understand. I don't know who came up with the idea for Master Quest, but it is literally just Oh, it's a ROM hack that Nintendo decided to publish. Go figure.
Master Quest has everything. It has cows, it has time paradoxes, it has excessive amounts of Song of Time blocks, it has crates, like everything you could possibly want in a gaming experience.
Oh god, this room in Master Quest.
Oh, this is, yeah, probably, it is not fun.
This is the famous example of just Master Quest in general, and it's a puzzle where you have to get a block down off of Song of Time blocks. You have to play Song of Time, I think it's 3 times in the exact right spots, or you cannot, or the puzzle just goes away.
That was so frustrating because it's not intuitive at all. Like, if you don't know it, you won't get it.
Yes. Even if you do know it half the time, you may not do it properly. Because if you're not in the right location...
Also, you realize that you missed the pot in the room with the BMO prior to the Anubis room, right?
I do now. I don't think I've ever actually looked at that pot before. I think the last time I looked at that was a YouTube video, someone trying to get bombs out of it, and the bombs just kept landing out of bounds.
Yeah, you can actually dupe those bombs if you're quick enough.
Yeah. You just gotta hope they land in bounds that you can actually collect them.
Yeah, but you can just keep going. Like, if you don't collect them, you can just keep, opening the door and leaving again, and the pot will respawn. The pot only, nice.
Yeah.
The pot only respawns if you, it doesn't despawn, but, the item in it despawns if you actually collect it. So if you don't collect it, it'll still be there.
Giant Armo statues. Very well done. Nice.
Oh my god.
I don't think I'm gonna get back up to that Iron Knuckle fast. Oh my god, that BMO statue.
Oh, this is nightmare fuel.
Yep.
Look, the first hour was just spamming. This is now tactical.
Targeted, yes. Look, let's be honest. If we didn't cut this off at some point, it would just keep going on forever, because this seed would never finish. So,
both Cubs and I have to go to work tomorrow, so
yeah.
I have to teach 10th graders, and doing so on no sleep is, well, it's better than teaching 8th graders on no sleep, so we at least have that going for us.
It's April Fool's Day tomorrow, too. So you gotta deal with that.
Yeah, how many sick days do I have left?
It's a fool. That's the fool. You have none. I hope you have some. Hope you don't have none.
Not as many as I would prefer, but that's thanks to COVID-19 that I had back in October.
Can't jump slash. Okay, well, I can't jump slash, so we're gonna have a little fun. Welcome to Bomb Choose. I need the camera to turn around. So, you can... That's a bomb. Okay. So yeah, you can just kill these guys with bomb chews. They take 15... You can't touch me. Haha. Get on. I can't touch I can't touch them now. Oh, I can jump slash. Maybe? Can I? Hey, we got there.
This feels like we should be having Benny Hill music playing right now.
Literally, yes.
We'll get DMCA'd for it, but wouldn't it kind of almost be worth it?
I don't know. Again, our goal is not to TOS the channel.
Generally speaking, TOSing the channel would be quite bad for the charity, and we don't want that.
Yes. That would be very bad for the charity. So there's not a whole lot more we can do in here without the mirror shield. One more, I think? Yeah, I think there's one more check. No, a couple more because there's some pots up there. But there's a little bit more we can do here. Welcome to what should be one of the worst rooms in the game. This wall. This
To be
wall
fair,
is
it actually
pure evil.
does. It really does suck if you don't know the strat. Once you know the strat, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, in the
So-
vanilla game, you come here, you have long shot, so you just long shot all the way to the top, and you don't care about this room. Trying to climb this this wall without it is actual hell.
So the trick to it is to hold the Z button because you're less likely to fall. What's even more fun though, Cubs? Aha, lovely.
Yeah.
What's even more fun though is if you don't even have the hook shot. That's definitely a thing.
So the hook shot, it's actually two separate actors, the handle and the tip. So the tip, for some reason, stays spawned when you're Minish Link. I don't know why. It's actually a very easy way to soft lock yourself if you do what's called equip swap to equip adult items as child. If you equip the the hook shot as child, it can't spawn the tip, so you just you are stuck. If you're moving, you will keep moving until hopefully you hit a load.
I'm just thinking like it looked like Link was just like a tiny arrow.
Yeah.
Like he was like, oh, I don't have the bow, so I'm just gonna throw myself at the enemies, and then maybe I'll kill them that way.
Welcome to one of the weirder logic quirks in this room. Expects you to have a bow in order to turn off the fire, because you have to hit. Oh, you don't have anything stored. You actually have to hit a an ice switch. But yeah, you can just walk into the flames and open the chest. Oh my god, Link is moving at the moment.
Which you didn't even need to open this chest because it's just a regular nondescript brown chest, but we were showing off the tech, so it's fine.
Okay. You know, I thought for a moment that was going to be a mirror shield, but it's just a Goron tunic. I like how they go to the height you're at when they start aiming for you. So they just kept going higher after Link jumped down. You're just watching them float up in the air. All right.
That's very annoying though when you're trying to get them to not hit you.
It was entertaining. They were actually, with Minish Link, they were going above Link and just slamming into the wall. Because the game doesn't realize Link's hitbox has changed.
So, Cubs, let's, because, you know, not everybody's familiar with crowd control and all that, or randomizer. So, randomizer has a lot of customization options. We talked about the custom models and the custom music. You can also do the tunic colors, the mirror shield colors, colors of, there's some extra special ones that are not in the main, like repo, like the bow and the boomerang. You can customize the color of your gauntlets. But being that I am not quite as familiar with the crowd control, is that an option that doesn't exist with the crowd control, or did you just opt not to have the customization for today's run?
I just forgot because I had to download a different version of the randomizer.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Every instance of the generator you have to set the cosmetics again, and I just completely forgot. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, like once you have it, the cache works, but you have to, if it's updated, then you have to fix it.
So welcome to the hidden fairy fountain inside of Ganon's castle, where there's apparently 4 scrubs that are here. I don't know why someone decided to put them here and not tell you that they're here, but they're here.
I think they assume that you're going to use the lens because at this point you've gone through the well, you've gone through Shadow Temple, you've kind of gotten used to the idea of using the lens of truth for things, and so the game. I think the devs just assume that you're gonna run around this whole area just using the lens to find things.
Yeah, but they give you a hint usually if they want you to use the lens. There's really no hint there. The wall is very slightly discolored. If you don't catch that, there's really no reason to think you need to use the lens there.
I mean, to be fair though, they sell like a green potion, a red potion, and like I don't remember what else, but nothing of real like value. It's not like they're selling you like a heart piece or, you know, or like a massive upgrade of something. It's all pretty junkish.
I think it's bombs and arrows are the other two, but yeah.
Yeah, and the arrows are the only ones that might be useful, but if you're playing the game vanilla, then you're going to do the trials, and at the end of each of the trials are pots, and most of those pots do have some arrows in them so that you can replenish before you get up to Ganondorf.
Yes, we're gonna go up there in a moment. We have a couple more things we can get here in Spirit Trial. The only actual required use of bomb chews in the entire game. Which, it's, you know, for as cool as the bomb chews are, and this was their first introduction, they really aren't used at all until right here at the very end of the game. The chest over here, the hidden chest, is actually 10 bomb chews. Or not the hidden chest, the one that's triggered from hitting this switch. It is the only time they actually expect you to use a bomb chew in this game.
It's actually 20 bomb chews in vanilla, but
Yeah. It's just...
Actually...
Yes, that's literally your emote, yes. It could have been such a cool thing to have in this game, but it's like, no, we're just going to create it and pretend it doesn't exist anymore. It's unfortunate. Alright, we're finding the perfect spot to not hit that crystal. There we go.
I mean, there is bomb chew bowling, but that's not required. It's just if you want a bomb bag upgrade or a heart piece.
Ah. Is that vanilla? No, all the ice traps are in light trial. So, Axe, I'm going to let you explain what I'm doing here. Because I'm just going to be walking in and out of a door for a while. Don't mind me.
All right, so Cubs likes to do this the slow way. There's multiple ways to do this, but you may have noticed as we walked past one of the doors that there's a massive obelisk in front of it. Technically, that requires the gold gauntlets, which in vanilla game you would find inside of Shadow Trial. But we don't have those. We have the silver gauntlets. And so we can't lift that thing. We're not strong enough. So what Cubs is actually doing is by going in and out of Spirit Trial a certain number of times, eventually that will unload that obelisk and he will be able to just walk in the door. There are a couple other ways to achieve that. You can do a series of side hops in the very bottom, in that like entrance to the scrub room. You can also do a super slide to get past that. There's also a weird, like, I think you might be able to do triple slash clip, but I'm not sure. But there's multiple ways to get past that. Gold gauntlets are merely a suggestion for both this and the ferry outside Ganon's castle. But rather than trying to find those gold gauntlets, it's just easier to kind of do this and just walk right in. Now, the obelisk doesn't stay gone. So if he goes in here and he's like, oh crap, I don't have everything I need to open up every single chest that's in there, then he will have to do it again if he wants to come back in here, and he still doesn't have the gold gauntlets. But now he's able to go in and check all of these 7 chests and the pots and everything that are back there.
Dick move, game. Hiding the wallet in there. Dick move. I actually can't. I don't have the keys. I can only get these chests.
Oh, true, yeah.
What we were doing there, though, I go through the doors because you can just walk in and out of the doors and you don't have to count how many times you're going in and out. The game, eventually it'll just deload. You're duping the beams that above each trial here. When you first walk into the vanilla game, there are 6 beams of light that are creating a barrier around Ganon's tower. The actors for the beams are still there. Once the beams are dispelled, visually they're not there. So you can dupe those beams over and over, and that's what is eventually causes the obelisk to deload.
So depending on when you try to unload and get into light trial, you may also end up unloading things like the silver rupees in spirit trial. So I tend to go into light trial as one of the first things, and then I'll go into this door right here to go into the tower so that I can kind of reset the area, and then I can do the rest of the trials without having lost everything else.
Yeah, you can dupe the beam so many times that the game can't spawn arrows when you shoot them. It can't spawn the tip of the hook shot. You can actually deload all the chests inside, or even the. I think my favorite is the Zelda's Lullaby trigger on the chest in the second room of Spirit Trial. You can just straight up deload that trigger.
That one is very annoying.
Yeah, because then you got to do the whole thing again. So while we're just climbing up the tower, Joe, you got anything for us charity-wise?
Absolutely, Cubs. I got you covered. Everyone, just a friendly reminder. We are looking at 37 minutes for you to get your, well, I guess we would say crowd control donations in, but maybe, hey, even for the entire marathon itself, because this is the last run of Randomania Randothon 2024, and I would love for us to at least be able to reach $5,600, whether if it's an apple or a watermelon, you eat it one bite at a time, and everybody, we are only $23 away from reaching $5,600. I would love for us to be able to do that as we are raising money for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I know we can do it, chat. Come on, let's get it going.
Guys,
Oh,
that's like $1 a minute, like less than $1 a minute.
I mean, Nami is what we're here for, after all. And we've already raised over $5,500 for them this weekend. That is amazing. Wait, owes me what? What now?
We should go back in the VOD and count how many ice traps there were so that we can make Cubs pay up based on the ice traps that he got, right? Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Who's with me?
Okay, that's a hell of a place for a long shot. I don't know how I feel about that plan. Look,
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
We're a little bit incorrect in that. Should be $2 per ice.
Hey. Okay, as long as you join me in that, Radical, I'm in.
What, paying me the extra $2? Yeah, sure. If you want to give me an extra $2 on top of that, sure. Let's go for it.
Yeah, no, not quite, buddy. That was a nice try. I'll give you that one. So yeah,
Cubs is actually planning on giving. He's like Oprah. He's going to give everybody in chat $5, which then you should turn around and, of course, donate to Nami. Obviously.
you know, my government salary is not quite up to that. Okay.
Still better than a teacher's salary, so you know.
I am simple code monkey. Let me hide from people and just hit buttons.
Button.
Yes.
Button.
And good boy.
Button.
I think we're all just kind of. It's just kind of been taught Pavlov style to expect a treat whenever we hear the word button at this point.
I mean, look, I'm not saying I was watching a YouTube video earlier today with my girlfriend, and as soon as the Sheba popped up, the first thing that came out of both of our mouths was button.
Meanwhile, I had to hold my dog by the collar to keep her from running out when I got my pizza from the pizza delivery person. So yeah, having a well-trained dog is not a luxury we all enjoy, but she's a spoiled brat and I love her anyway, so, you know, it's fine. She doesn't have to be, not everybody can be as skilled as Peanut Butter.
Which,
So watching
just for the record, sorry, go ahead, Cubs.
No, you're fine.
I was going to say, just for the record, though, with how well-trained Peanut Butter is, the fact that Peanut Butter is a sheep makes it that much more impressive, because sheeps are just notorious for being just so headstrong and tenacious and wanting to do whatever it is they want to do.
So I want to point out that you'll never be able to unsee it, but this chest is floating off the ground. Or no, not this one. Different one.
Yeah, the one upstairs.
Yeah. But it is funny watching Link swing a toothpick here while he's tiny. Like, we joke about the Kokiri sword being a toothpick. He's actually swinging a toothpick at the moment. That was some camera interestingness there.
Well, as you said, very well coded game.
Yes.
That was some language interestingness there.
Look, you're an English teacher. You know language evolves.
I know. I tell my students this all the time. I'm like, listen, if Shakespeare could make up words, I can too. They're like, I don't think that's how that works, miss. I'm like, I don't care. This is a word now. Deal with it.
You know, reverse controls with inverted controls is very interesting. You know, those of us that grew up with inverted controls from the N64, it's weirder to play without. But that's one of the things that really trips up people starting that didn't play Ocarina of Time is growing up or an N64 game because they don't know how to handle the inverted aiming. It's just if you're not used to it, if you're not ingrained with that, it just completely screws with you, and it's not something you would normally think about.
Yeah,
So
I picked up GoldenEye not that long ago, and it sent me for an absolute trip.
Oh God.
Oh, I love that game. Endless hours of my brothers and I trying to kill each other.
I am a Perfect Dark stan. I will say that. Perfect Dark over GoldenEye, fight me.
Time and place, bro. Listen, I was in the army and you weren't, so you already know who's winning this fight.
Look, Perfect Dark had the Farsight gun that let you shoot through walls, and that was all I needed as a kid. The story, we're going to pretend the story doesn't exist, because that goes off the rails very quickly. But the Farsight gun was enough for me as a 10-year-old.
Man, y'all, chat, Cubs really has a lot of hearts. I don't know how to feel about this.
Hey! I wonder if we're going to hit 10 Triforce pieces. We got a half hour to get another Triforce piece. It might happen. I mean, 9 is more than I thought I was going to get, I'll be honest with you.
If you would not like to play this game in German, say 9.
What? Yes. That exact. Oh God. Oh no. More aiming with inverted Oh, okay. Okay. Because we've uninverted the y-axis and it's really weird.
It's like a double negative. It's inverting the inversion.
Like, no, this is not right. Something is wrong here. Wait, we're gonna side
It's
hop.
wrong, but it's right. But it's also wrong. But it's also right.
Definitely doesn't feel right, let's put it that way. So, Forest Temple... that's funny. Small Link pushing the giant block. Forest Temple, love it or hate it, is... Okay, it's very linear. There is an exact path the devs wanted you to take through this temple. And damn it, you will follow that path whether you like to or not.
Unless you use glitches.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes,
Sorry,
there are ways around it, yes. But yeah, the effect of Minish Link climbing the ladder is maybe my favorite thing with crowd control. It's so good.
Link is pulling himself up by his bootstraps, I
already
guess.
shot that. I forgot I already shot that. Oh, nice camera angle there, game. Thanks. Appreciate that. So, you're meant in the vanilla game to climb all the way to the top. Where am I going? Oh, yeah, you're meant to climb all the way to the top. Realize you don't have a bow to shoot the switch at the top. So you've got to drop down and get into a room in the courtyard with a floor master. We don't have time for that. So we're just gonna push these blocks into place to make sure they stay here for when we get back. Otherwise, they'll reset. It's gonna be a little more difficult. Okay, invisible ended. So we're gonna line up here. We're gonna backwalk off this ledge, climb up, turn around. Gonna aim with the hook shot. We're gonna backwalk, jump slash off the ledge, and Lonk decided not to recoil. All right, we're gonna try that again. We were a little too far to the right on that angle. So we're going to recoil off the wall, and we're going to land on a ledge. And it's going to use what's been called anti-gravity by the community, because we're going to hit a wall, but we're then going to because it's on top of Link's head. For some reason, it keeps Link in place while he moves backwards. So you're going to see Link kind of float here for a second, and all of a sudden we can land on this little ledge here and not have to go all the way around. I wanted to see if I could get that. We'll see on the way back. Okay. So outside that platform, it's not actually solid. It's a bunch of triangles pushed together. It's not one giant piece of collision. Oh, hey, a bow and forest temple.
It's a bunch of triangles and a trench coat.
Literally. So if you angle it right coming out of here, you can actually jump right here because you're hitting the gap in between. I'm just seeing if you're hitting the gap in between the triangles, and you can just jump on solid ground. I don't think we're gonna hit it. Yep. It's just a very small gap in between the triangles, like 1 or 2 pixels long. We're just gonna continue through the forest temple. We're going to come up on the 4 Poe sisters. The 4 Poe sisters are named after the 4 sisters from Little Women. Mary Jo, Beth, Amy, and Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah. They're not the only group of 4 characters in the game that are named after something like something more famous. In the German version of Ocarina of Time, the German translation, the 4 carpenters you rescue in Gerudo Training Ground are named John, Paul, George, and Ringo. They're named after the Beatles for some reason.
That is way cooler than naming it after Little Women, and it's a great book. But like, I feel like a lot of like teenage and like child gamers, especially boys, because gaming was definitely more of a boy activity in the 90s, were not going to know Little Women, but they would probably know the Beatles.
And it's just it's like, it's the German translation. And for some reason, we give them, instead of Japanese names, because they have Japanese names in English. I only ever remember the last one is Shiro.
And that's because we have a friend named Shiro. That's why.
And because we only ever have to rescue the one. Let's be honest. I don't know why the German translation decided, hey, we're going to name these guys after the Beatles.
Because why not?
Exactly. But like, let's just do that for all the translations.
It does make me wonder, like, okay, so the English has Japanese names. Do the Japanese have, like, Spanish names? Like, do you have, like, Jorge y Pablo?
That was... Am I walking the right direction?
Oh.
Okay. Oh, good lord. That got a little hairy there for a moment. Can I hit this? Yes. Yes, I can. That the camera was doing something very weird in that stairwell, and it did not like the reverse controls. So, this room is kind of infamous in Ocarina of Time. The platform up here, if you haven't killed the 2 Stalfos in the room below, it will not spawn this platform. So, both rooms are loaded at all times. And you see that lag there from the Stalfos. Every single one of the bones in the Stalfos is a separate actor. So it has to keep both rooms and all of the bones together. And it just causes so much lag that you can even see it on the emulator. By the way, this chest, it's floating. Congrats, you'll never be able to unsee that. It's floating in the air. It's not sitting on the ground. I don't know why. Somebody messed up that Y coordinate. But
It was playing light as a feather, stiff as a board. I got a little carried away during the sleepover.
Well, we got to 10. We might... I wonder if we can go get that Jabu one after we're done here, maybe. If we have time for that.
Imagine doing Jabu on purpose, though.
Look, there's a I got a hint. There's a Triforce piece in the boomerang chest.
Still, like, imagine doing Jabu on purpose, though.
Look. The worst part of Jabu is the escort quest, and maybe we don't have to do the escort quest. Maybe we can just leave Rudo down there.
This is the only reason, that is the only, like, reason why to like Master Quest is because there's no Rudo escort quest in Master Quest.
I mean, you also have the cows.
Yeah, but like the cows are like they're funny and they're cool, but like not having to deal with Rudo. Like, listen. And I'm sure that there are plenty of people out there who are like, Rudo is my waifu, ooh ooh. She's horrible. I'm sorry. I will die on that hill. I've already been dead on that hill for the past 26 years. Rudo is terrible. And we could talk about all the reasons for that, if you want me to go into them, or you can just take my word for it.
Yeah.
I am, as I told Cubs earlier, I am usually right, so, you know.
And at 12:45 in the morning, I'm in no place to argue.
However, though, if you disagree with me and you want to tell me why I'm wrong, donations are a great way to do that. You could definitely drop a couple dollars into that donation for Nami, and I'm sure that we could get Joe to read out a couple of them, totally roasting my choice of anti-waifu-ness, I guess. I don't know what the heck you would call that.
Yeah, for some reason you can just jump up there. Fun fact, you do not need to hit that ice switch to trigger it. This is the only ice switch in the game you do not need to hit. You can even trigger this with Din's Fire. Okay, you know what? That letterbox camera being triggered, y'all earned that one. As expensive, or no, that was letterbox, not overhead. Okay. Letterbox seems to be fine. Except for me moving slightly too far forward and falling under the platform. I wonder. No, not anymore. It's like, your faster is diminished. Like, I wonder if I can make it all the way across there. And the answer is no, not at all. Well, we tried. So we're getting close to the end of Forest, at least. We've taken out the first 2 Poe Sisters. Number 3 is coming up. And of course, what dungeon would be complete without a block puzzle?
I like how the terminal montage video has him doing like a Rubik's Cube. It's like legit what it feels like.
Yeah, this may look different from what you're used to in vanilla. We have sped up the movement of the blocks, I think 3 or 4 times what is a vanilla game. This is actually a very difficult puzzle to do in a minute in vanilla with the speed of those blocks. They move very slowly.
There's like nothing more frustrating than being like one or two pushes away and you see that timer ticking down and you're like, oh man. Because then they turn and they're moved and they're even further away than they were before, which makes it even more difficult. It's like, come on, bro. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, once they turn, trying to figure out that puzzle again, you might as well just reset the area. It's not gonna happen. All right, 3 Post Sisters down. The 4th, Meg.
Oh, Meg.
Meg is different from the rest of the Post Sisters in that you have to hit her. The rest of they all have 5 health, but you actually have to hit Meg 5 times. You can't hit Meg with a sword. So let's face it, doing the same thing 5 times in a row like this isn't exactly the most entertaining thing. At one point, there was an attempt made to try and reduce Meg's health to 1 hit as opposed to 5 hits, so that you could just do this once and then move on. Fun fact, all 4 Post Sisters use the same health value. So when that was done, all of a sudden, people were finding, hey, why are we killing the rest of the pose in 1 hit? Yeah. That learning things like that when it comes to randomizer is the kind of hacks that get put together. Oh yeah, by the way, welcome to fast basement wall.
This totally tripped me out the first time I experienced it. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, watch. And we're done. It's about 5 seconds. It takes about 5 seconds for the wall to move each time in the middle of the game. And that's about half a second right there.
So kind of going back to the Meg thing though. So when we made the change, and this was just in like a dev or like a test branch, it was never put on live. But one of the things, there was actually discussion, like, well, why don't, like, is it worth just keeping it like that? Like, why not, right? And the decision was made not to keep it that way because it took away some of the skill, because there is actually skill in actually, in killing the pose, and there are strats for killing them quickly as opposed to, and they didn't want to take that away from the gameplay aspect of it, even though it would be very nice to not have to sit there and watch Meg spin 5 times.
So, one thing that some people may actually have encountered in this game, the hitbox for the forest boss door, it actually extends out past the door into the wall. So if you're too far to the left when you go to open the door, Link will open the door, walk through the wall, and miss the load zone. So he'll just start falling infinitely until you hit the void plane at the bottom of the map.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. Suavemente, bésame que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. Suavemente, bésame que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. If you get that reference, you're cool. If you don't get that reference, you need to watch Terminal Montage's Forest Temple video for Ocarina of Time and laugh, because it's fantastic.
Yeah, mentioned earlier, those balls of light are actually Phantom Ganon itself. Some of this stuff that we have learned, it really is. You learn far too much about this video game, and you just question yourself why later. All right, where was the boomerang? Was that Castletown or Kakariko Village? I don't. Okay, we can get that boomerang now, so we actually can go do Jabu. Which actually, we've got about 13, 14 minutes left, so honestly, Jabu might be a good place to end on, because it's going to take us about that long to get through. So, if you've got any coins, if you want to buy any coins and use them now, we're getting close to the end. You're running out of time to be able to use them. Remember, all those purchases will go to the charity as well. So we need to go get the boomerang to finish off Jabu. And we mentioned the Rudo escort quest. Rudo is a character. But nobody has there ever been a entertaining escort quest in the history of video games? I'm not sure that the answer is yes. Okay, no, you were.
Why do they always walk slower than like they walk too fast but not
Yeah.
fast enough for you to run to stay up with them?
That is like, oh, apparently we had the light arrow cutscene. That is like one of those developer things that drives me crazy, where the walk is too slow but the run is too fast. It's like, why are you in that perfect spot that I can't just hold my control stick in the same spot?
Although I would say probably one of the more agitating things about escort quests is when your escort is like, I'm gonna go absolutely like bat crap, like I'm gonna run around and aggro everything. And you're like, dude, stop.
I'm trying to think. We don't have a quick way to Zora at the moment. That's unfortunate. All right, well, we're just gonna walk across Hyrule Field then.
I was gonna say you got the scale, but I don't think that actually you could go through Lost Woods and do it that way, I guess. Because you don't have Serenade, but you could go there.
I don't know why I came here. I just kind of muscled memory, I'll be honest. Today I learned that Invisible Link Did y'all know that B means yes? That when you mash the B button, it has the same effect as the A button? That was absolutely a design choice. Why is that a thing?
I always love that passive aggressive. All right, you don't have to play if you don't want to. I don't think it was intended to be passive aggressive. That's just how I took it.
I like how we bought a bigger wallet and it comes with $500 inside of it. I wish. Can real life work that way, please? Please, asking for a friend.
Screw that, asking for me.
Yes, the friend is myself. Look, if I had the money, I would absolutely donate the $500 to charity. If someone wants to give me $500, I'll donate that. All right, we're heading. Yeah, there really is no good way to get there at the moment. So I think we're just gonna go through Lost Woods. Nobody trigger the overhead. I know it's tempting. Don't do it.
Nah, just kill him a bunch of times. I think we'd be hard pressed to find anybody who couldn't use the 500 cards, fan. Honestly.
Yeah. To be fair, if anyone actually spends the coins to trigger the overhead camera right now, you know what? That's with the money you gave to charity to do that. By all means, go for it.
Yeah, if you want to flex like that, by all means, go right ahead.
It's 10,000 coins. You could kill Link 5 times for the price it would take to soft lock me once. I think you're getting better value killing Link, but that's just me.
Well, that's just your opinion.
Yes, that is, and it is. Well, no, I'm not gonna fight that battle at 1 o'clock. Joe, as we head over to Jabu and are starting to bring this to a close, anything for us here? Well, we've got about a minute or two while we walk to Jabu.
Well, that's like your opinion, man.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
We are all here for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI. They are the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization dedicated to building better lives for the millions of Americans affected by mental illness. And what started as a small group of families gathered around a kitchen table in 1979 has blossomed into the nation's leading voice on mental health. Today, they have an alliance of more than 600 local affiliates and 49 state organizations who work in your community to raise awareness and provide support in education that was not previously available to those in need. We are only 9 minutes away from the end of this run, everybody. I know that we can get to $5,600 for NAMI. Let's make it happen, everybody.
You know, I'm groaning over here because I remember what today is. And I'm looking at Discord, wondering why one of my servers has a ping that doesn't exist. And then I remembered what today is.
I just look now. I see. Oh no, that's gonna bug me.
Well played, Zoe. Well played. Well, Zoe, Wylam, whoever it was, well played. Yeah. That's gonna, yeah. You know, you would think after 3 years I would remember that that's a thing every year. No. Not at all.
I always kind of look forward to the stuff that comes up on the internet because you can like you know that it's coming. There's a lot of people who just fall for everything, but I like looking at the like some of the stuff people come up with is really creative. One year, I trolled my students by putting their bell work on the board in French. And you know, I'm in Florida. I have a lot of students who speak Spanish, but very few who speak any French at all. So they were very confused. And I even spoke it in French, which my French is very rusty, but they didn't know that. And that was fun. That was probably the funniest April Fool's joke I've done on my students. I can't do much because I don't want parents complaining because parents often become Karens, as I like to call them.
I'll say it doesn't take much to make a complaint as it is.
You are not wrong.
So this Deku Scrub, I know I never knew about as a kid. Why it's there, I'm not 100% sure. All the Deku Scrubs in the Dongo's Cavern are there because you can burn up the Deku Shield off of the Ice Keys, and they're there to sell you additional Deku Shields. I don't know why there's one here in Jabu. I really don't. I don't remember what it sells in vanilla, but it's just there. Like, I want to say it's Deku Nuts, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I don't know either, and I play vanilla a lot more than you do.
Well,
But like that's not even a goal in like any bingo, like whether
Yeah.
that's like regular OOT bingo or like beta quests.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
Like,
can we really call Beta Quest vanilla?
I mean, it has vanilla items, so that's
Fair.
when I'm talking about like knowing
Yeah.
what's in. I know a lot of what the chests have in vanilla because of that, but
Yeah.
that one, nobody goes to that thing.
Yeah, Beta Quest was a ROM hack that was put out a few years before the item randomizer. It is a full entrance randomizer with all vanilla items. So things like Death Warps, Sun Song, those scene transitions are all randomized entrances. It's one way, so if you go backwards, you go to a different entrance. It's a complete just complete screws with you. I
It's,
don't have the brain power for that.
So I play it. I haven't in a while, but I take good notes. Which you know I'm a teacher. You would hope that I do that, but also it's just like you get to learn like some of the quirks of it because it does have like its own weird idiosyncrasies. But yeah, it's fun. I like to watch people playing it, but I also like to play it myself. And you just it's a practice thing, just like anything else.
So like we said, we enabled the setting to skip the Rudo not fetch quest, escort quest. And this is the only thing we need her for in the game. We need her to sit on that blue switch, and we need to be holding her on that yellow switch. That yellow switch, for some reason, also I'm running out of nuts, this is not a good thing. That yellow switch is specifically coded to check for both Link and Rudo's actors. You would think it just needs 2 actors, the weight of 2 actors. No, it's specifically those 2. Like, if you could bring a box in from the beginning of the dungeon, it does not work.
Also, in the speedrun, they come in here as Adult Link. You definitely cannot just stand on that switch as Adult Link, which you'd be like, well, Adult Link should be heavy enough. Nope, does not work. However, Rudo is useful in one other way, and that is you can throw her at enemies and her pointy butt will kill them.
Yeah, she's a better weapon than anything else, honestly. Don't really understand it, but then again, we don't understand why a lot of choices were made in this game. Look, video game development in the mid to late 90s was an absolute wilderness. It was absolutely the Wild West. You know, there's like 3 or 4 different sources of RNG in this game. Morpha has its own it's a completely separate RNG generator from everything else in the game. My favorite, I think, is when you're fighting Ganondorf, and you're playing tennis. As you hit Ganondorf, as you hit him with the sword, his cloak begins to rip and tear, and just gets torn to tatters, and holes start appearing. Every hole on Ganondorf's cloak is a separate actor and is completely RNG. So it'll just appear at random. And when you kill Ganondorf, the game lags to heck and back because of all those actors of the holes on Ganondorf's cape. Why that needed RNG, I'll never understand. But apparently it did.
Authenticity, man.
Yeah, I remember at the first Speed Gaming Live event, there was one race where the runners were about a minute apart going into the Ganondorf fight. One was on an N64, one was on Wii Virtual Console. The Virtual Console runner made up 2.5 minutes on the N64 runner just because of those cutscenes. Like, the amount of lag it was. Yeah. Which is just part of the game. When you're racing with different platforms, that's absolutely part of it. But it's amazing to think that there's that much.
I mean, it's the same with like the defeat Ganon percent run when they actually get to the bottom of the collapse. I don't know if it's still that way because I've not watched it in quite a while, but the collapse cutscene where the tower actually falls, that can be variable in lengths depending on just whatever load and processing you have going on there, which obviously can cost you time in the actual speed run. So they would call that cutscene RNG.
All right, so we're coming through. I don't even know what these things are. They're just
Annoying.
Don't know. Yeah, the Octorok is one of the most evil enemies in the game. That thing is a sniper. Okay, that hit the rock that he was shooting at me, because of course it did. But I really don't know what these tentacles are.
A lot of what's in Jabu is definitely very... I mean, think about it. You're inside a creature's belly, and they definitely... it definitely has that vibe. It is kind of gross when you really sit down and think about it.
And then it gets even stranger in Master Quest because there are cows sticking out from the walls of Jabu Jabu's innards.
Jabu likes beef, alright?
Yeah. The Master Quest takes a lot of random actors and uses them as switches. Cows, Dead Hand's hands appear in a couple of shadow rooms as switches. They hide a couple underneath the ice in Ice Cavern. There were choices made with that, and I will really never understand how some of those were made. We are gonna wrap this up here in a couple minutes. I think after we finish off Baronade here in a moment. So now is your last chance, if you've got any coins left, to get those in and use them before we're done. Thank you, Lonk.
Now, Baronade is a pretty cool fight, but it absolutely would be frustrating with crowd control. So, yeah, know what to do, chat.
We have a small problem. I have 2 Deku Nuts. I did not think through this.
That seems like a big problem. Maybe there's some in the pots, though.
Yeah, could be actually.
I was watching a streamer do a pot shuffled run a while back, and came in here and I think they had bosses shuffled, so they ended up finding Baronade, and they're like, crap, I don't have the boomerang. And what actually ended up happening is they found the boomerang in this room in one of the pots.
Okay, I remember that.
That was really funny. Like, everybody just like lost their minds.
Okay. We're gonna try something. We're gonna try once or twice, that's it. To make this work.
Are you doing the pot struts?
Trying. Ah! I was a little late, that one. That's a little too far away.
So, fun fact, pots actually do damage. Honestly, I bet if you could get Rudo in this room, you could also damage Baronade with Rudo.
Yeah. Also, yes, you can kill Baronade with 5 of the 6 pots if you really desperately need to. Please don't do it, it's awful.
It really is awful. Using the pots is like a desperate last, like, oh man, I do not want to go all the way back through this dungeon again kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, there were nuts down here. That's funny.
Look at me being right again.
What are these? I don't even know what these pots have in the vanilla game.
Recovery hearts.
Okay, that does make sense. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close. Thank you all for being here. I've done these a few times. These are always amazing with the crowd. The last 3 hours, thank you all. My commentators, before we go, where can we find you?
At a certain no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to tell you where my high school is to dox me. You can find me at twitch.tv/Exani. I haven't streamed in a while. I'd like to get back to it. I'm also on literally every social media except for TikTok, because TikTok is the bane of my existence as a teacher. Same name, Exani is everything. If you see an Exani, it's me, which means you might find some cringe. Just, we don't talk about that. Yeah, but that's where I'm at.
And I'm CS Radical. I'd say Twitch, but I don't really stream anymore. If you can find Pixel Play Podcast on YouTube, that's the one thing that I consistently do these days.
I am Cubsrule21. This has been a pleasure. Not only just to be here, to have you two here with me. I can't thank you all. Same name on Twitch. Trying to get back in the stream. We will see. Thank you very much. We're going to get into it more here in the finale, but y'all have just absolutely blown away every expectation I think we had for this marathon. So thank you very much. With that, Joe, I will turn it over to you. Please, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very, very much, Cubs. Everybody, GG's in the chat for that awesome crowd control randomizer run of Zelda Ocarina of Time by Cubs Rule 21. Everybody, that is going to do it for me here at Randothon 2024. It has been an absolute pleasure to work alongside all of the volunteers and staff, but most of all, it's been a blast getting to hang out with you. Now, although I'm signing off, the event is not done. We've got some closing remarks from Randothon's admins coming your way, so do not touch that dial, because Randothon 2024 will be right back.